Hello, everybody, and good morning to everyone, except for the goblins who live in our precious sewers.
We don't like them.
We don't like them. They need to get out of there.
They should find a better home.
Welcome back to Roll Out of Bed. We're never...
Oh, shoot your laptop! Well, we know what's working.
We do. Hello, everybody. Well, I already said that. What was I trying to say?
We were saying our...
Welcome back to Roll Out of Bed, where no matter what time it is...
We just woke up.
I'm your Game Master, Nev.
And I'm your player, Ian.
And as always, we are using the game system GURPS. I said GORP again. You know that's another name for trail mix?
Really?
Yeah, GORP.
GORP?
GORP.
I've never heard that.
Neither have I. I think it might be like Southern.
Probably.
But yeah, as always, we are using the game system GURPS. If you don't know GURPS, it's a tabletop system. If you want to see like a better example, you can look at Ian's. Isn't it just me, or is the picture really low quality on the stream right now?
It's fine for me.
Oh, never mind, my bad.
We have 4 lights.
If you aren't familiar with GURPS, it's another role-playing game. As I was saying, you could view Ian's character description character sheet in the... My words are all mixed up this morning. Ian's character sheet in the description. So how GURPS works is it's a 3D system that is 3d6s, and you want to roll under your number. So the higher your skill number is, the better. I think that's pretty concise, actually. I've been playing GURPS for about 10 years. 10 years now. Ian's been playing for, I think this is around 2.5. Are you still making that Instagram post?
I'm making an Instagram post on my personal Instagram so people come listen to us.
I was like, I thought you were making one on our main again, and I was like, I already did that.
No,
Don't put 2 again like last week.
We're gonna make it 2 every week.
Alright, so I think that's all the little things out of the way, so it's into summary now. I forget. I do this every week, and I always forget the order. I don't think there's an order. But yeah, so summary of last week's session. We began on the Thunderchild, where we left off in the... What did I call it? Bar? Canteen? I think that was the word I was looking for. Canteen! Yeah. Pub. That's what I called it before. Yeah, I was definitely looking for canteen. Yeah. Cantina. I just realized that 2 sessions later. Yeah. We left off where we left off in the pub with the mysterious figure, who would later find out was an AI who is designated Y2KO. No, Y2OK, sorry. I got the order wrong. Yeah. But it reached...
Actually, it was a Y2O...
Did you put the recursive symbol around it?
Okay. No, I just wrote a bunch and then circled the extra one. Or squared.
That's fair. I like how you didn't say O multiple times, you just held it. Yes. What was I saying? Which wreaked havoc around the ship, seemed to have corrupted Newman's own AI, Sam, which led to, there was some combat, which led to Newman fleeing to a safe room in the ship. Upon reaching the safe room, he was compromised by another lovely figure, which was Alexis, who initially started with just a regular conversation, which quickly... Newman seemed to agitate him in some way, in which it turned violent, which led to Newman running through the ship, pursued by Alexis. He passed by multiple crew members who attempted to slow his progress, as well as the AI, which Newman kind of sicked on Alexis in a way.
I tried to.
It did not seem to stop him. At which point somebody told Newman that he had to jump. You have to jump now.
They did.
And then he did. Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. I could just be dead.
I don't think that's true.
It's possible.
I know that's not true.
He doesn't.
Yeah. But it seemed like he maybe had to be helped by some entity unknown but perhaps suspected by him. He arrived on a desolate world, basically, fraught with ash and...
That's about it.
That's about it. I was trying to think of another word for ash. I couldn't. I really can't. I'm thinking of another word here, and I just can't think of it. Soot, perhaps? Soot. I don't know. Yeah. The sky was completely clouded and invisible. Very low light. Very... Filtered light. Yeah, very filtered light. Very muggy atmosphere. He encountered a small building which turned out to be a bathroom, which he found a visible mirror, and he noticed there was strange purple markings down one side of his face and around to his neck, stopping where his mechanical arm connects to his flesh. He also saw a billboard which was almost entirely destroyed. He was only able to read welcome to and the letter N. But upon further inspection, he stepped on a piece of paper which he heard crumble beneath his feet. And upon picking up said paper and reading it, I had to make sure I was fearful that I was muted this whole time for a second there. I'm still not quite used to this new program. But upon picking it up and reading it, he found a poster that said, "Welcome to Ilonia." Postcard. An entire poster. You just picked it right up.
Large.
10 by 12. That's actually just a piece of paper, isn't it? You can have a piece of pizza poster.
Posters tend to be like at least a couple inches bigger.
At least a couple?
Yeah.
How many?
Like, they're usually like 13 by 15.
That sounds right. Am I missing anything?
No, I think that's about it. That's where we stopped.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, no. And then I looked in the mirror, and I was
That was before I already said that.
I wasn't paying attention.
That was before the postcard.
I literally wasn't paying attention.
Alright. So with that...
I was there, I don't need to.
Yeah, no, yes you do!
No,
okay.
I was there.
Oh, you're wearing the left? Oh, never mind, doesn't matter. Alright.
Should I switch?
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's literally, the audio does not have different sides, it doesn't matter. It's just default stereo. Alright, so with that, welcome back everyone to the brave new world. Oh. Yeah, it does. That was the... Oh, we're unmuted now. I mean, we were supposed to be. I just wasn't going to say that part. You're right. It did confuse me. There it is. Alright, but yeah. So with that, we are back. Newman, you see before you, as I said before, you're at kind of the top of the hill and off. You can't tell how far in the distance. Seems pretty far, but it's hard to gauge. You see this city. It looks desolate even from here. You can see there are buildings that have been... Parts of them have crumbled away. These large, intricate structures that you can't quite discern their purpose, but they look pretty advanced in nature. You see... It looks like you can still see, like, rubble maybe smoking away off in the distance, perhaps. If nothing else, you see the dust and ash billowing off of these things. And yeah, that's very off in the distance. Can you give me a perception check, real quick? As I said before we started streaming, I realized I totally ignore the GURPS rules of, the general perception and secret. I just feel like most things you'll know if you see or not.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And like if I don't tell you what it is you're rolling for, you don't know.
That's success by 2.
Oh, success by 2. That's nice. So you think off in the distance, about a little ways before the town, city. Before the city. I was like, town sounds too small. Definitely city.
Village.
A little village. Could be a village. You don't know how big the cities are here.
I know nothing about
That'd be
colonies.
a big city. I mean, that's true. You don't actually know the dimensions of this world. It feels Earth gravity, but that's not necessarily an indicator with gravtech and things like that. Although on a planetary scale, that would be a lot. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. Off in the distance, you think you can see perhaps a kind of disheveled, crumbled road, which seems to be a little bit. It's hard to tell from here. But it looks like it might be either cleared of ash or, like, maybe higher up.
Right.
But yeah, you think you see, like, a dot or something moving along the road into the city.
Well,
Too far away to discern what it is.
Suspicious.
But you definitely see something. Could be your eyes playing tricks on you, but you're pretty sure you see it.
If anything's alive around here, I'm not sure I really want to meet it, but...
That's a fair assessment.
But, I mean, I really have nowhere else to go, so I'll start at least heading towards the city.
Okay. You start heading towards the city. As soon as you really get going, maybe an hour in, you realize that this city is a lot further away than you initially anticipated. You've made some progress, but the closer you've gotten, just the more you realize the scale of this city. It was less, oh, it's just a little ways away, and more, oh my god, it's massive. Like, you're definitely making progress there, but it's a lot slower than you initially anticipated. I mean, you're definitely making it there. I'm just saying. You don't really see any other noteworthy things around. You probably see some, like, billboards that have long since been stripped of their contents. By probably, I mean you do. I don't know why I said probably.
Am I still on, like, a slope?
Yeah, you are. It's more of a gentle slope now and less of the steep hill, but you're definitely still descending. Okay. It looks like the city's probably built in some kind of valley.
Alright. Actually, can I go over to one of the billboards?
Yeah, sure.
What kind of material is the, like, post made out of?
Oh, it is a little bit off the ground still. Like, the billboards aren't, like, I mean, like, the raised ones.
Right, yeah. I mean, like, the post.
Oh, you mean the post. Sorry,
yeah,
I thought you meant the post as in the thing posted.
No.
Okay.
Like
it's definitely some kind of metal. Do you have, like, metallurgy or something? Let me look at your skills real quick. I don't know, some people have metallurgy. You're kind of an engineer.
Kind of, but I'm an electrical engineer.
Oh, right. Give me a weird science -2.
Sure.
That's the closest skill you really have.
No.
You sure? Oh yeah, no.
No.
You made your regular. You made it without the -2.
Yeah, but I know.
Yeah, no, not with the -2. It's definitely some kind of metal. It feels. It feels like metal. You can't really discern anything just from looking and touching it.
Right.
It's not hollow, if that helps. If you
Hollow.
bang on it, you can tell it's just a solid thing, but that's about it.
Huh.
You can definitely see. It's definitely still a ways off the ground, but the ash has built up, if not a few feet, at least a ways, and you could reach the, like, utility ladder from here if you desired.
Meh.
Okay. You're thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it.
I think you should roll curious.
Okay, I will.
I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting about this, but that's definitely a curious roll.
I rolled...
You made it.
11.
You don't have to.
I don't think I really care about advertisements.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll keep moving towards the city then.
Okay. You keep moving towards the city, and after about another hour, you hear another, at this point, probably familiar noise.
Oh. I'll answer.
Okay, you answer?
Hello? I don't say it.
Okay,
That's
so...
not what I sound like.
Well, no, it's not. Do you say anything or do you wait?
I'll just wait for it.
Okay, you wait, and after a moment, you hear Catherine's voice. After a moment, notable is it's not like distorted to a point where you can't hear. There's not like those big swaths of static cutting off like words and things. Right. But you can tell there's definitely a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Interference. It's a little bit fuzzy, but definitely nothing like huge. It's just you can notice.
Right. It's like when you're listening to the radio and all the S's sound like.
Yeah, kind of like that. So after a second, you hear Catherine coming over. And it's like, okay. I don't know if you're reading this. You picked up. I don't know if that's just luck or whether I'm actually getting through to you. So the state of the ship. We've lost track of your position, obviously. It seems like both the AI and Erexis have either gone dormant or vacated the ship with your absence. Nothing too substantial damage-wise. That inner corridor is absolutely wrecked, but it looks like most of the damage didn't reach any of the shield, the hull. So we're good on. We're not breaching atmosphere at least. It's going to take some time to repair, but crew's still scattered around the ship. We haven't been able to get any of the electronics back online yet. We can't rally everyone to a central point. We're still rounding everyone up, and so far I don't really know how things are going on your end, and at that point the radio kind of cuts off.
Well, at least they're alive, which is better than dead.
That's true. At the very least, Catherine is.
At the very least, Catherine is, and someone else, because she said people.
Yeah, definitely assumable.
Right. All right. Well, that's...
You're definitely making progress towards the city. You've covered some ground. It's still a ways away, but you can see off in the distance. You're almost at the start of the road, and you can definitely see from this point. It's definitely like a highway of some sorts. You can see that it looks like you see it kind of comes out of the ash in like a slight arch, and then it sits probably like 5-10 feet above it. It looks like maybe it's like a highway, like a overpass. That's the word I'm looking for. Which is probably why it's not completely covered. You can see there's still like a good layer of ash on top, but it looks like only a few inches, not like the feet that's covering the rest of the ground.
Right. That's good. Are there any like? Can I see any like road signs? Like entering...
you can see one off in the distance. Yeah, it's a little too far away to make out the words on it.
All right. No, I'll keep getting closer.
Okay. So you continue moving forward. Do you just want to get close enough that you can read the sign?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get. Yeah. You definitely get close enough that you can read the sign at this point. Give me an IQ because it's not in common, but again, like I said, it's close enough. This is like a root language, so you might get.
No.
Oh, that is pretty bad.
Well, it's only a fail by 2.
Only a fail by 2.
Or 3.
Let me. Okay, that's low enough. Actually, that'll give you a higher or lower. If you succeeded, you just wouldn't need this.
Right. Higher.
Okay, yeah, you can make out a little bit. So you can make it a little bit. It's like English is a root language for common.
Right.
I think you'd be able to recognize that it's English even if you can't read it. It's kind of like yeah, you can recognize languages usually. So you can make out. It looks like some of these script is just letters that you don't recognize, but you're pretty sure that one of them says. You're pretty sure one word says Elonia, and the other one says a distance. It looks like it says. Oh no, you can read numbers. Numerics haven't changed. It looks like it says. Sorry, I need to check. I did have this written down. It's just not off the top of my head. Okay, it looks like it says there's number 63 under it, but you can't read the distance. I mean yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
We've got an update for you. You better not another time. Windows will kill you. Okay.
Windows forced update right now.
Do not update. Okay. Yeah. So it's a 63 end. You can't tell what it's measuring in, but 63 is assumably the distance.
Right.
It's probably not like 63 minutes.
Usually.
63 population.
63 buildings. They're linked.
That'd be an interesting measurement.
I wish a city told me how many buildings it was.
You want to entering Salem, and it's like
entering Salem. This many.
Oh man, I don't even have an estimation.
Probably like a couple thousand buildings.
Couple thousand? Yeah,
because you got houses.
I guess that. Yeah, I was counting houses. I don't know. Salem's not it's not big, but it's not that small.
No, well, because
I guess a lot of Salem is like the highway and like the big forest area over by.
Yeah, but we have there's a high density in South Salem.
Yeah. Needless to say, it's not a good measurement of a town. You shouldn't put that on your sign. That would change often.
Yeah.
And this is definitely like a physical sign, not an electrical one.
So does population.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know why they put that on. Anyway, yes. So the sign's still a little ways off. You're probably like another 15. It is a pretty big sign, you can tell now. Since you're able to read it from here, you're probably like another 15, 20 minutes away from getting to the start of the highway.
Oh, it's a walk.
Yeah. So you just continue onward.
Yeah, I'll keep plodding on.
Okay. So you keep continuing onward, and at about the start of the highway, you're about there now. You can actually see kind of where the highway sinks down into the layer of ash. You can actually see. It looks like you can see another road kind of splitting off. It looks like not a like a paved road, but you can see one of those paths that there's a word for them, but I don't remember what they are. One of those paths that's easily definable just because of all the trampled down material.
Right, it's been used a lot.
Yeah, it's been used a lot. You can tell there's a section of the ash that's definitely a good half foot lower than the rest, heading off in a little bit of a direction. And there's the highway straight ahead.
Right. Are there any defined footprints, or has it been used enough that it's just kind
of higher or lower?
Higher.
No, there's no clearly defined footprints.
All right. Well,
but you can tell it's been traveled, but there's no specific.
Right. And is there also a layer of looser ash over the top of what's been trampled?
Yeah, but very thin.
Okay.
You could sneeze and it would blow away.
Right. So it hasn't been used super recently, but
no.
But
it's been used.
All right.
It's been used semi-recently, but probably not in the last day. You'd wager, day or two.
Right. Interesting. Well, that means something's out here. Whether it's alive or just mechanical. I don't know yet.
I think this would call for your curious roll to not investigate the path.
Alright. Wow.
I think I'm making you real curious more today than I have in like the whole campaign.
I think
usually you just go do things.
I just go do things. I just go into it. But I think I've rolled curious like twice before this.
Yeah. That's a success. You don't have to.
Does it look like it leads towards or away from the city?
It leads. I'd say it leads like parallel to the city, a little bit towards. Mostly parallel, but you can definitely see it veers a little bit to the right if you're looking straight at the thing and you're turning left to the path.
Oh, so it's left and then it kind of...
Yeah, it's left of the highway and it veers right towards the city a little bit, but mostly parallel.
Interesting. I think I am going to go down the path.
Okay. So yeah, you're just going down the path?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more interesting than a road.
That's true. You head down the path for about, not super long, 20-25 minutes. So you've been at this for a good 3-4 hours now. You got to the start of the highway, which is definitely progress. 3-4 hours now. You haven't noticed any discernible shift in the light level, which is, I think 3 or 4 hours you'd usually on a planet discern at least a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
But you haven't really noticed any, which might be because you can't see the sky, but it's hard to tell. Through the layer of smog, you can't really see anything in the upper atmosphere. Or past. But yeah, after about 15-20 minutes, you can see up ahead... Oh, what did I drop? Magnets. You can see up ahead what looks like another small series of structures. Very small. I don't want to quite call them structures. You can see kind of like what resembles a yurt and like a tent almost. And you can see there's some larger rocks, not quite boulders, but they're noticeable. And you can see kind of like the remnants of, you can see some stacked up charred wood, kind of bigger than a campfire, like a bonfire almost. Definitely not lit, but it's visible.
Interesting.
You can see that off in the distance. Not distance, but you're close enough to see it now. Yeah. You're not at it, is what I'm saying.
Interesting.
Oh, also, Luke, tell us if the music volume's too loud. I know it was last week a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah.
Alright. I'll head towards that cautiously. So, the rocks, are they, like, right around it, or are they, like, a little...
They're just kind of scattered. Mostly around, but there's a few within. They're kind of scattered.
Alright.
Okay, thanks. At Luke,
yeah. Okay. Can I want to get up, like, to a rock, and then...
Yeah.
Like, kind of...
Survey,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a... They're not huge. Just give me, like, a dex roll with a +5. To not, like, fail horribly at climbing a rock.
I'm fine.
Is that right on? No, okay, you're better than that.
I'm just...
No, okay, yeah. So you scamper up a rock. It's not a sheer surface or anything, but it's a little bigger than you thought. It's pretty slick. There's like a layer of ash over it, which is making getting a good hold a little bit harder because things are slipping off. But you get on top of it. You're just surveying. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the what appears to be a camp. I'm trying to see like if it looks currently inhabited or if it looks more like. Essentially, I want to see if it appears someone has been here recently or if it's been like left for a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I need to roll perception. Just a second. What's your perception?
12.
Okay, that's good enough. Okay, yeah. I could have just looked at your sheet. I have it open. I don't know why I asked. Anyway, it's be like that sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can see kind of flapping in the breeze. You can see kind of like the opening to the yurt-like structure is definitely unzipped. It's open. It's definitely cloth. So I'll say unzipped, or at least not like Velcro. Oh, it was sealed. I'll say sealed's like a bit of a strong word, but that works. But yeah, you can see it's definitely kind of flapping around in the breeze. The tent appears to be sealed shut, and the bonfire you can actually see is smoldering a little bit, which doesn't necessarily discern that it was burned recently, but like recent-ish. Bonfires can burn for a while if they're not put out.
Yeah.
And also with all the ash in the atmosphere, you assume there's a good amount of things that could keep it burning.
Yeah.
Ash isn't like a great, but it does keep heat in very well, pretty well. The rock, you don't see anything around the rocks, but you think through the flap of the tent you can see some movement. You can't quite make out what, because it's kind of going too back and forth, and you can't get from this angle, you can't get a good look inside.
Right.
But you definitely can see something moving around a little bit at least.
Interesting.
But from this angle up on the rock, you can only see like a few feet in, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It's not a straight view inside. Yeah?
I'm trying to decide.
Mm-hmm. If you're gonna yell out or go look. Is that it?
Yeah.
I know you. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to decide if Benjamin Newman is more friendly or more wary.
This is a situation where I feel he would be more cautious, but he's your character, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think he's gonna climb down from the rock and get
a better look first.
Closer. Yeah, like maybe to like kind of the edge of the campsite before he says anything.
Okay. Yeah. So you climb down from the rock, and you get a little closer. You weren't far off. You were probably like 10 feet from the edge of the camp.
Right.
Would you just like to look inside again from this straight view? Okay. You give me a perception this time.
Okay. 3 6s that catch up.
Oh, don't you dare.
No.
That looks like a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right on.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So you succeed. So you get a little bit of a better look in now. You can see one of them is actually pinned open, the other one's flapping around. And you look inside, and you can see what looks like two regular. This is uncommon. I'd say before I tell you what they are, I'll say you've probably seen these in like books or like read about them, but they're not really an animal that's like common anymore. I'd say they're like things that are bred off of them or hybrids, but this actual animal itself, you've maybe seen once on like a big zoo on a major planet. Right. You see what looks like two wolves, it looks like. And they look like they're feeding on something within the thing. You can't see, their bodies are kind of blocking it. Wolves are big. Right. But you can see they're kind of munching, and you can see their maws are definitely red.
I don't want to mess with that.
They're definitely preoccupied. That's what
good.
I'll say.
Glancing around the camp, do I see any like boxes or like containers?
Yeah, I'll say near the tent, which is to the, let me do my L and R hand signs, to the right of the yurt. You can see kind of to the right of the yurt and to the right of the tent. So yeah, you understand. Right. There is some crates of something, and you can see at least something sitting on top of one of the crates. Hard to make out from here because the tent's kind of obscuring it.
Right. And the tent is the one with the wolves.
No, the yurt's the one with the wolves. Okay. I'm calling it a yurt. It's like a structure. You understand. A small structure. It's definitely set up, temporary.
Right. Then I'm going to cautiously and quietly creep over towards the tent.
You don't have a stealth skill, so I'm going to say just roll DX for cautious footfalls. The ash is obscuring. It's not like crunchy like snow, so it's making your footfalls pretty soft. But
wow, that's good.
Whoa, is that a 4?
That's a 4.
Yeah, that's a natural crit. That's a natural success. So yeah, no, you definitely you're silent. You're very cautious. You were very wary of these large animals, large hungry animals at the looks of it. Yeah, you make your way over. You see what definitely looks like, on top of these crates here. You see what definitely looks like some kind of firearm. You're not familiar with guns, but you know of them. I know of them.
I can recognize a gun.
Yeah, you can recognize a gun, but you don't know what. It's a rifle of some kind.
Got a barrel.
It does actually look like physical ammunition.
Cool. That's useless to me.
Yeah, but that's what you see. The crates are closed, kind of like sealed closed. Like you'd need a crowbar to open them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right then.
And the tent is currently zipped shut.
Zipped. Zippers make noise.
That is true.
Ah.
Not as much noise as Velcro, but
that's true.
Because it's entirely Velcroed. That'd be oof. That's loud.
Awful.
That would be horrible.
Just a bad system. Velcro's just a bad.
It's useful.
It's useful on like small things.
Buttons are usually better.
Buttons are usually better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Although it's.
I was gonna wager. I was gonna like say like, oh, my motorcycle jacket's got Velcro on the sleeves, and so do the gloves. And I was like, oh, it could just be buttons. Yeah. It wouldn't really change anything.
Velcro is better for like
sealing.
Cold environments because you have like gloves on, and so it's easier to
rip on and off. Yeah, you can't really get buttons off with gloves usually. It's harder.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah. Sorry. That's what you see. Yeah.
So you know how zippers, if you do them slowly, they're real quiet?
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like have you seen that video, The Secret to Opening Velcro Quietly? Yeah. Where he just yells over it. I loved that video.
It's not.
It's quite. You
tiring.
can't hear the Velcro.
That's true.
Okay, but yeah,
The Velcro's not quiet though. It's just less loud.
that's true.
So, but no, I'm just gonna real slowly.
Okay,
And I'm gonna open it like just enough that I can duck through.
give me another dex roll, but this one's definitely at a plus.
Alright. That's not bad. That's
a failure by 2.
That's a failure by 2.
Okay, so with the hidden plus, you definitely you open it pretty quietly. You can hear it a little bit, but you figure you're only inches from it, so probably can't be heard from further away. So you're just peeking inside.
Yeah.
Okay. You peek inside, and you just see what looks like there's like a hanging lantern from the top and some cots, and that looks like that's it.
Great.
Definitely nobody or any nothing. No, if there's anything in there, it's obscured by the cots or something, but you don't see anything.
I kind of want. Well, do I have it? I don't have a light source.
You don't? I thought you had a flashlight.
Do I have? Did I get one back?
Yeah, you got your flashlight back.
I never had a flashlight. I only had.
Wait, you did? Oh, you had the fireflies one. I thought you had a flashlight.
No. That was it. That was my light.
I think that would probably be in your default provisions for this suit. Okay. I'll give you a higher or lower.
All right.
Because it's not guaranteed.
Right. It's a okay. Let's go with lower.
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right.
Like a small, I'll say keychain light, but at tech level, 10 to 12, that's definitely pretty sufficient.
Right. Like closer to a pen light in size, but not.
Closer to a pen light in size, but definitely a decent flashlight.
All right. I dropped it.
No, I didn't drop a die. I thought I dropped a die. Never mind. I didn't. I'm just crazy.
All right. Then I won't take the.
You don't feel the need to go in there and grab that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'll just.
Oh, just checking. Did you or did you not grab the gun? Sorry, I didn't hear.
I did not.
Okay.
Honestly,
no, I was just making sure.
It would probably be more of a danger to myself than anything.
That's fair. I just didn't catch it. Okay.
Yeah. No. I think I'm gonna put it. And the crates aren't really worth trying to bust into at this moment.
Probably not.
Then I will glance over at the yurt to check if the wolves still seem preoccupied.
You can't see into it from here.
Can I hear them
munching? Let me see. That's definitely maybe. Let's see. You can't, but you're not sure if it's because you're further away or because they've stopped.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna try and creep out of the camp and back down the path quietly.
Okay, give me another dex, obviously.
Yeah. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's a success by 3.
3, yeah.
Okay, so you start creeping back out. About when you reach the boulder, you definitely can. I'm thinking if you'd be looking or not. Probably. Well, maybe. I'd say you'd probably be watching cautiously. Yeah. You can see both the wolves kind of start. They trot out of the. Do wolves trot? I'll say trot.
Yeah, they trot.
Yeah, the wolves trot out of the encampment, and one of them, you can see one of them sniffs the air.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, one of them turns, and he's not quite snarling, but you can definitely see he's come to attention, and he's definitely looking at you. You can't place it, but something feels off about these wolves. They definitely look like regular wolves, but something just doesn't feel right. And actually give me a will roll.
Oh no. Oh no. Will roll against a wolf. That's not bad.
That's 5, a success by 1?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
Okay, so the wolf kind of, you see it stands to attention and it's looking right at you. And you get this weird feeling, it just feels off. You cannot place it. It doesn't necessarily feel like anything, just kind of like a gut feeling. Right. And the wolf kind of looks right at you. And you don't, not quite a whimper, but the wolf makes a soft, a small, not like a pain yip, but a small, noise. And you see both the wolves kind of turn and they just kind of dash off into the wilderness.
Oh. Okay.
They're definitely not full tilt, but the dogs are fast.
Yeah.
So they've left the encampment.
Right. Leaving they're not really interested in dealing with me.
Yeah.
Not.
You're not sure what that was, but they're gone.
Fear. Well, I'll take it as a success.
And assumably they did just eat, so maybe they just
weren't
maybe they just didn't want to deal with another person.
Maybe not.
You don't know.
They just wanted to take a
I don't think you have animal handling. You don't know the nature of wolves.
I know nothing about animals.
Yeah.
I know a good dog.
Yeah, they've left the encampment.
Speaking of wolves, they're gigantic. I always forget.
They are. They're huge.
I'm like, oh yeah, they're like dogs, and then I'm like, no they're like
a wolf's like the size of a black bear.
Yeah, and
maybe a little bigger actually.
And they hunt in packs.
They do. There was only 2 here, but
that's true. But two's enough.
Yeah, two is not a pack, but it's a duo.
Yeah. Could have been some mates, which makes them even more dangerous.
That's your only third heat.
Well,
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
That's true.
I don't know what time
No,
of year
that's
it
true.
is.
You wouldn't. You literally do. Well, no, you don't know this planetary cycle. I was like, you know the date, but you don't know the planetary cycle.
I don't. All right then. I'll just head back down the path.
Okay.
I don't
You're
know.
not actually. Give me a curious. See if you're interested in what was in the yurt.
That's fair.
I was gonna say, oh, you don't want to check, but I can make you check. Oh yeah.
failed. Yeah.
I don't not like make you check, but like
I'm
you
gonna go
do
check.
have curious, which I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna
enforce.
go check.
Okay, you're going to go check.
Yeah, I failed.
You go look in the yurt. It's a pretty small structure. It's probably only around 10. Is diameter from one side to the other in a circle?
Yes.
Yeah, 50. It's got like a 15-foot diameter. You can see there's kind of more crates in here, and you can see on the ground there's definitely the mangled remains of. It's definitely, if not a human, definitely humanoid. It's kind of been eaten to the point where like you wouldn't be sure, but I mean it's got red blood. It's the right shape.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he's wearing like regular clothing almost. Like obviously clothing is like shifted over the years, but
Right.
basically the equivalent of like jeans and like a button up, like a polo. But definitely the clothes have been torn away, and he doesn't. If there was anything you could discern about this guy, not anymore.
Right.
But yeah, there's some more crates in here, and yeah, that's about it.
Are these like still the same kind of seals?
One of them's open.
Oh, one of them's open.
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
Okay, one of them's open. It looks like it has a bunch of more or less. You think they're data pads,
Huh.
but it's like they look a little bit different. But that could just be tech level.
Why would an encampment of people, presumably trying to survive, need data pads?
You don't know.
I don't know. I was asking myself.
Yeah.
Myself had no answers.
Yeah. Data pads aren't terribly heavy, but there is quite a few of them.
Right. I'll grab one.
Okay. And see if it
See
starts
if it,
up or just a
to see
hold.
if it turns on.
Okay. You grab one and it turns on. It does turn on. You see as it turns on, you get that flashing thing, like easily discernible. It's like, oh, low battery, like flashing. But it does boot up. And you can see there's a series of dates, probably about, well, there's listed over 500, but you can see it's open to a date. You can see that they're all listed down as dates. It looks like a log of some kind.
I'm gonna explain the need for data pads. All right.
Are you just reading the first one or whatever?
Yeah, I'll just read the one it opens to. Or
Okay.
First or whatever.
Okay. So you read the first date that's open, and you get what is it? Sorry, I need to check what date would be open. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't literally have all of these written, but I have an approximation of what's on which. Obviously, I didn't write over 1,000 datapad entries. I'm not that crazy. Yeah. You get day 835. That appears to be what's open, and you just see the illness has progressed. There's not many who are still sane left now. Those who were already caused it. No, I mean it's not. Sorry. Those who've already lost it have caused a great cataclysm, and I'm not sure our society can recover. We can only hope it doesn't get worse.
Oh no.
Signing off, Jeremy.
Jeremy. It's such a normal name.
That's true.
That's.
Why do people have to have weird names?
It's just
This isn't fantasy. It's sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi people have weird names too.
Not always.
Yeah, not always, but
Yeah.
like in deep.
Usually the aliens have weird names.
Usually. Well, yeah, it depends.
Yeah. But his name was Jeremy. You cannot change that.
I'm not gonna change
Yeah,
Jeremy.
I know.
He's dead. I mean,
That's true.
he might be
Well, he might be. You don't know if
I
this
don't
was
know.
Jeremy,
I
but
don't know.
this was a guy.
a guy, one of the
Yeah.
guys. Jeremy.
Yeah, about when you finish reading that, the data pad kind of flashes the low power thing again, and it does shut off. It doesn't say like dead, but it looks like it's like hibernating.
Right. Are they?
Mm-hmm.
So did. I'm thinking if this is a log.
Each of the data pads are about 6 by 4 inches, by the way.
Okay. Are they? Like, do they have an external label on them, like a number or anything like that?
They have like a serial number. You can't read it. It's like I'd say it's the equivalent of Roman numerals, but you don't know in this language. They're not literally Roman numerals, but like the equivalent. It looks like you can definitely discern a pattern, but you can't tell what's what.
Can I find?
Yeah.
Well, if it's just like a serial number, I don't know if that would help me. Because
Yeah.
what I was thinking is if I could find like the first and the last that would be the two most useful for me.
That's true, but you have
But
no way
it's
of discerning
just-
which
yeah.
is how. So
I was
unfortunately,
hoping they would be like good scientists or something that they like. Label.
they might be, but you just can't read it. Sorry.
That's fine. I'll just take this one.
Okay, you
Then,
just pocket this one.
One is better than nothing.
You could take I'd say you could. You have enough space to pocket around 8 if you wanted, but there's about 16 of them. I mean, you could probably find a way to carry more, but they wouldn't fit in your pockets.
Right. Are they like inside? Are they just kind of like placed in here, or are they like in nice stacks? Like,
they're kind of. It looks like they might have been at one time, but now they're just kind of jumbled around. Not like they were tossed in, but like the crate was like shook or something.
Bombed. Yeah. So any organization probably has been ruined.
Probably not. It might still be from top to bottom, has some kind of order, but it's impossible to tell.
Yeah, without asking someone. I'll grab.
You could dig the whole crate, but it's a little heavy.
It's
definitely this one's definitely a metal crate.
Right. I'll just take this one and like one more.
Okay, yeah, you just take 2 random ones.
Yeah.
Let me roll. I definitely don't have a D16. I'll roll a 2 D8s.
I can roll a D16 for you.
You have a D16?
I have a dice.
Yeah, roll a D16 for me. I don't have one.
That's okay.
I don't know if that's a real dice.
It's not.
Yeah, but you just use your little random number generator.
Yeah. D16. 10.
Okay, I know what that means. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then. So there's the one open crate.
The other ones are sealed.
Sealed crate.
And the crates inside this building are metal, unlike the ones outside, which were wooden.
Right. So, you said he was wearing like pants?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, that was just a weird way to start a sentence.
I know.
You want to check his pockets?
Yeah, I was gonna are his pockets still intact, or have they been ravaged?
His pants are ravaged, but I'd say you could find his pockets.
Okay.
Like his clothes aren't torn that bad;
Okay.
they're just torn off of him.
Yeah, can I find his pockets?
Yeah, you can find his pockets. You just want to see if there's anything in them.
Yeah.
In one of them you find a ring of keys, and the other one you find what looks like the equivalent of a cell phone, like another data pad, but you can tell it's different purpose.
I'll take the keys.
Okay. There's about 6 keys on here. Obviously, you have no idea what they would go to, but
Do they have labels or like even like colors on them?
no, they're just a ring of keys.
That's okay. Fantastic.
Actually, you do spot. I just rolled perception for you. You do spot one of the crates at least has a padlock on it.
Okay.
At least one of the crates does. You just spot that out of the corner of your eye, kind of glinting in the dim lighting.
Alright, then I'll go over to that and start trying keys.
Okay, yeah, when you get to about the 4th key, you hear it unlatches, and you can open it up if you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay, you open it up, and you can see there's cases. There's a bunch of cases in here, like briefcase cases. Like those nice kind of metal-ish ones that have like the divots on the outside and you assume are padded on the inside. You know the kind of thinking of.
Yeah, are they locked?
They look like they have, no, just like a simple like slide latch.
Right.
Not like a number or lock or anything.
I'll pull one out and...
Okay. You pull one out, and you can see it opens up, and there's a row of things on the top and the bottom. It's definitely padded, and these are held in like those small metal like clips you slide things in and out of. There's 8 syringes with liquid. They're opaque. Does that make sense?
Right.
The glass is not
Yeah.
clear, or it's not glass actually. It's metal. Sorry, but yeah.
Do they have a label on them? or anything?
They do, but
Okay,
it's
we
not
get-
in common. This case is fairly light. You could take. It has a handle, but it's up to you.
Right. Can I...
Yeah. You do not need to roll curious to not inject this in yourself.
I wasn't going
Okay, I was like, that is curious. That's beyond curious.
That's stupidity.
I was just saying, like, I'm not gonna stop you, but that's not a curious
That's
thing.
something
that's
I
just,
would do if I had, like, on the edge.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a really good example, actually.
Yeah, but I don't.
Are you just thinking about what to?
Well, I was thinking about, like, if I could find some sort of, like, straps to, like,
Okay.
create, like, an X and, like,
Oh,
strap
like
it
a
to my
backpack?
back. Yeah.
I mean, there's the fabric from this guy,
That's true.
but you could definitely fashion something. It's gonna be a little bloody, but
I don't want to touch blood.
that's
You might
fair.
have a disease.
That's fair. I mean, you don't have any open wounds currently.
That's true,
but
but
it's up. No, that's up to you. It's entirely up to you.
I don't know.
I mean, there's actually, I'd say you would know that there's kind of the tent kind of things that were holding that up. If you wanted to, I'd say you definitely could find something if that's what you wanted to do.
Actually,
Yeah.
kind of a dick move, but can I like?
He's dead.
I'm not. Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna, like mess with him.
Oh,
There
sorry.
might be other people living here. There was multiple cots.
That's fair. Only 2. But yeah, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like, take some like strips from the door.
Yeah, that'd be easy.
And like fashion.
You still have that dagger, so that'd be really easy.
Just like
Yeah, you can do that.
fashion.
You don't need to roll anything. That's just something you can do.
Alright, just like maybe even just like a strap so I could like. Slip
I
over
understand.
my
Yeah, no,
shoulder.
it's no problem. And you get you kind of get the briefcase around you.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
carry
that's
it.
fine. You got 1. You can see there's about 8 in there.
I'll just take the one.
Yeah.
You
You assume they all have the same thing, but unless you open each one, then
not really.
yeah.
I'll just do them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh.
Are you just gonna head back, or are you gonna look around
yeah,
here
I'll
more?
just. I think I've satiated myself.
Okay. So you head back out of the yurt after fashioning this kind of strap and taking the thing out. Let me roll perception one more time. No. Okay, yeah, that's that. Roll on a number. I'll count it. Yeah, so you succeeded. So you know what you see. You see kind of as you head out, the bonfire's directly in front of you. You didn't really pay it much mind before you were looking at these 2 structures and the wolves. But yeah, you can see as you look at this bonfire, you can definitely see there's something kind of under the wood, like not completely obscured, but you can't see what it is unless you go closer.
I'll check it out.
Okay. You go closer and you can see kind of under, not a huge layer of wood, like kind of in the middle of bonfire, you can just see the charred remains of like a person. No idea why. There's nothing. This person is like charred flesh on bone. There's nothing left. Enough to make it out as a body. That's about it.
Well, that's concerning. Because either they had a good reason to do this, or they had a...
Or they're insane.
Or they're insane and a murderer. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume
They had a reason?
that it had something to do with the disease they were talking about.
Okay.
Either way, they're dead now, so I probably will never know.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get the heck out of there as quickly as I can.
Okay, so you just head back to the highway?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you head back to the highway. You just want to start heading down it?
Yep.
Yeah. So you keep heading down it. Nothing really happens. After about an hour, you're getting a little tired, but it's been like 7 hours now. No, 6. Sorry, I miscounted. 6-ish. It took a little bit of time to examine the camp.
Yeah.
And come back from it. After about 6 hours, 6 hours from the beginning, not since you went on the highway. About an hour since you started heading down the highway, you can definitely hear like something in the distance. Not an animal, like definitely you'd be able to recognize this as like engines revving, kind of. Like, and like speeding around. You can a ways off, but you can definitely hear it. You assume in this big empty area, it's easy to hear things reverberate around.
Oh no, it's Mad Max. Oh no.
War boys.
War
Probably not in the city,
Probably not.
but yeah, this is definitely something.
Maybe it's like a
And I don't think Newman's first thought is war boys.
No, the
but,
first thought is not war boys, naked
Yeah.
men in a desert killing things.
but yeah, no, that off in the distance.
Alright.
I don't think that would deter you. I'm just letting you know. You can obviously there are like I didn't say it, but there are like street lamps. That's what I was looking for. Street lamps around the back. None of them are powered, but just back and forth. You still haven't noticed any change in the light level.
That is, after 6 hours, that's definitely strange.
Yeah. So you're just heading forward.
Yeah.
Okay. After about 2 hours, so it's been about 8 hours now. You definitely make it to the edge of the city. I'd say you could rest if you want to, but you're definitely getting tired.
Right.
You've been up a while now, including the time that you were awake on the Brave New World.
That's true.
You did pass out, but that doesn't, to my knowledge, that doesn't really make you rested.
Not really.
It's a different sleep.
Yeah. I mean, it can.
And you don't know how long you were unconscious, obviously.
I think I'd like to find a building that's
Okay.
like relatively secure
Okay.
before I actually rest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of buildings. They all have like, all their windows are broken on basically every building you can see, but there's quite a few.
I'll go into one of them. It doesn't really matter
Okay.
which one. I just want to find like an inside room that only has like one door and no like windows.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely find one. I'd say definitely towards the outer limits of the city, there's more smaller buildings. Probably only like 5 to 8 stories, which is still like decent for a building, but these are definitely smaller than the skyscrapers. So you just head into the first one you find that looks like pretty secure.
Yeah.
No, my dice!
Oh, win.
I'm not counting that one. It went too far.
Too far away. There's a radius.
Okay, yeah. So as you step into the building, actually, Right as you pass through the doorway, you see something glint in the light near your feet for just a moment.
Ah. Interesting.
Something thin.
I'll kneel down and
Okay, yeah.
search for it.
You definitely see like a tripwire.
Oh no.
That's what you spot. You don't see it connected to anything, but you're not certain. It's a wire.
Right.
It would be easy to step over, but I don't know if you want to test what it does. It's up to you.
I kind of do.
That might call for curious.
That
Yeah,
might.
one of the descriptions of curious is what does this big button do? Yeah. I'd say that's a curious if you don't want to.
I'm gonna try to avoid it.
Okay.
But part of me hopes I fail.
Okay.
No,
that's a 3.
That was really good.
Okay, you don't have to.
I'm gonna...
You're thinking if you want to anyway. You can. Up to you.
I'm going to take out my stun baton. Not activate it.
Yeah, but just poke it.
But just trip it with that.
Okay, so you push the wire, and actually, as you touch the wire, it doesn't give at all. And you can see actually the edge of your thing has been like not broken but serrated. This looks like not a tripwire, but it's just like a strand of monowire.
Oh, lovely.
Which is still deadly, but
Yeah.
not deadly, but you
Painful.
could definitely get a serious injury if not lose a foot. But it's not connected to anything. It just seems to be strung from one side of the room to the other.
I don't know if I want to go in this building anymore.
Up to you.
I'm gonna not.
Okay.
I don't want.
You're just gonna find a different
building full of monowire. Yeah.
Okay.
And this time I'm gonna look very carefully for anything.
Okay, so that'll give you a plus to perception. Yeah. Okay. You get a pretty thorough look around, and this building you don't see anything inside.
All right. Then I'll go in.
Okay. You go in. There's still nothing in this building. This building's empty.
Good. Can I find a room with no windows and only one door?
I'll say definitely yeah.
All right. I'm gonna.
That's pretty easy. This is this whole city. You definitely can find that. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna close the door and like.
Okay. Just
probably if there's like anything in the room, like put something in front of the door at least to like trip.
I'll
someone.
say yeah. There's some metal shelving that's empty now, but
Something.
yeah, that works. You can do that.
Enough to like at least slow someone down.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I'll rest.
Okay. Yeah. So you rest and you appear to be undisturbed for your sleep. You awaken sometime later. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. All right. And so all right then I'll exit the building at that point.
Okay. You exit the building into the streets, and now you are actually exploring this, or maybe you're exploring, but you're definitely here in this city.
Oh, it has its own theme song.
It's certainly possible. But yeah. Yeah, you're here in the city.
Yeah, alright. Then I...
Actually, let me change that a little bit.
Okay.
You definitely got a good amount of rest, but you wake up, it feels like you wake up naturally, but as you wake up, you can hear in the distance more of those engine noises, things speeding around. Much quieter, probably because you're inside a building, but...
Right. So this is a multi-story building, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I...
I'd say this is 7 floors.
Okay, can I get to the top?
And by I'll say, I mean I rolled a d8. Yeah, you can.
Is there, like, roof access, or is it just, like, the top
easy.
floor? Okay, then I'm gonna get on the roof and, like, try and survey it a little bit. Like, there's buildings around.
It's pretty hard to see around the buildings. You can look down, like, one major road, and you do think you see off in the distance something speed along really quick. Like, not, like, instant, but going fast, kind of. You see something go down the road and kind of keep going.
Right.
Not what's the word I'm looking for? Opposite of parallel. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Perpendicular, thank you.
I have a vocabulary sometimes.
I just forget words.
That's okay. Let's see. Yeah, alright then. Well, I know I'm not alone. At least physically. I don't know if that's controlled by anything or not, but we'll see. So I'll head down and out and start making my way down the main thoroughfare.
Okay, just straight ahead or towards the noise? It's your decision, I just wasn't sure.
I think I'm gonna try and head towards, like, the center of the city, and if the noise happens to be there, then...
Okay, yeah. So you head forward, and after a ways, you definitely see all these, like, what, not desolate. Desolate works. It's not the word I was thinking of, but it works. Desolate, kind of these cars, and all in disrepair and things like that. Definitely a mix of like grav cars, and there actually are quite a few wheeled. Obviously, this thing has roads, so there's some wheeled cars, some treaded cars, things like that. But yeah, you see all these things, and actually a little ways ahead, a ways ahead, you actually can see what looks like another body. You can even tell at this distance, definitely not alive, decomposed, but you can't make out much more from this distance.
Alright, I'll get closer to the body.
Okay. You get close to the body, and you can see this body actually appears to be kind of impaled, run through kind of in the torso area, this like large metal like pipe, definitely not a real weapon, like this metal pipe, kind of thin and long, kind of like run through them and into the ground, and they're kind of holding them up at an angle.
Cool. That's gruesome.
Definitely very decomposed. This has been here a while.
Right. Can I make out what kind of clothing they're wearing? Or is that gone too?
That clothing doesn't decompose as fast as body. Again, looks like regular clothing.
Interesting. Oh, this is worrisome at best. This music sounds like Professor Layton music, I have to say.
I've never played Professor Layton.
I've only played one
After I wrote it, I was like, this sounds a little bit Pokemon. And then I had to check to make sure I didn't accidentally write the Lavender Town theme.
No, that one's a little more spooky.
Yeah.
This one definitely feels mysterious. Anyways, sorry.
It's supposed to be a little more unnerving. It didn't quite work, but it's fine.
It just makes me feel like I should be solving a mystery.
I mean, you kind of are.
Kinda. Alright. I'm a little worried now.
That's definitely fair.
I think I'm gonna make, I'm gonna kind of like walk at the edge of the street.
Yeah, like the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the sidewalk, where cars don't go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if there was a sidewalk.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, then I'll walk along that.
And just keep one straight forward?
Yeah.
Okay, you keep going straight forward, and actually off in the distance, you can see what looks like a figure, kind of, definitely, something feels off about this figure as well, kind of shambling, like not quite on all fours, but definitely kind of like shambling, almost like on, like stumbling forward on two legs and like one hand kind of, like kind of like, I don't want to say Gollum, but like a little bit that weird stroll, like definitely shambling. They feel off. You get that gut feeling again.
Oh no, it's zombies.
You get that gut. That's a pretty bold accusation right off the gate.
It's zombies.
I don't.
Or
You're
zombies.
far away. But yeah, are you heading still in that direction, or?
Yeah, I'm moving
Okay.
forward.
You head in that direction. They're probably like 5 blocks off now. They definitely seem to spot you, and their pace increases. They're not fast, but they're shambling in your direction. And kind of as they get closer, you hear the engine noise kind of get louder. And as they're about 3 blocks away in the main street, you see this 3-wheeled vehicle just come rushing by. And give me a perception, because this light's going pretty fast. Whoa, that's a 4, definitely. That's a crit. Like your vision kind of slows down for a second. Like you photograph from me, I'll say you got a good mental snapshot, and you're able to like kind of replay it for a second, even though it happens so fast. You definitely see there's one person driving this kind of not quite open, but kind of like a 3-wheeled kind of motorcycle-ish with like a bubble dome over the cockpit.
Right.
I can call it a cockpit, a piloting seat. I don't know. You call it driver thing. I don't know.
Driver's seat?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And you can see there's another person kind of like, not like standing on top, but there's like some bars on the back, kind of like, and they're just kind of holding on to one, they have a foot on the one underneath. And they definitely have this like big, like a wooden beam. Like not quite, basically a 2x4.
Right.
And like as they go by, you see this person pull back and just whack onto the person. And you hear like a crack. And you, as they finish moving past, they're out of your vision basically as soon as you see them, and the figure is definitely lying like splayed out on the ground now.
Wow, that was violent.
And the engine you hear kind of go back off into the distance.
I would like to go up to the figure lying on the ground, but not like right up next to it at first, like a good couple feet away.
Okay. Yeah, you're just getting a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see this figure's, like, their skull is open. They're probably dead.
That's good.
This figure is very malnourished looking. Like, they're definitely human. Definitely malnourished, very skinny, very bony. You can see their veins are kind of bulging out more than you would normally see on a person. Could be because they're so malnourished, but definitely visible in blue. Definitely visible in blue. Yeah, they just look very 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 in bad shape, but you can't really. They feel off still, but other than that, you can't make out much.
How's their brains look? I'm just kidding. I don't want.
Do zombies' brains look different?
No, I was just. I don't know. Rotted, I guess.
No, they look.
I don't know anything about.
Other than that, they look basically normal.
Alright. I don't wanna. I'm just not gonna.
Not mess with them.
No.
Yeah. And this person also looks like they're in basically normal clothing, a little bit more of a formal wear. Not quite a suit, like business casual, but still normal clothes ish.
Okay. I'm just gonna skirt around them and keep moving.
Okay. And just more down the main thoroughfare?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you keep going for a ways. You reach what looks like almost like a large equivalent of Central Park. Like this large, more wooded kind of more like kind of play structure-esque kind of area in the middle of the city. Not the size of Central Park. Central Park's quite big, actually.
It's true.
But, like half the size of Central Park.
Couple city block.
Yeah. It's like 2.5 miles long. But yeah. Yeah, and it's surrounded by more taller skyscrapers. I don't know if you want to investigate that, but that's what you're passing by now.
Yeah.
This wouldn't call for a curious roll. It is just like a park, but it's different.
Can I see anything like moving within the park, like figures?
Oh, definitely.
Oh no.
Quite a few.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
I was thinking.
They don't appear to be in any kind of. They're just wandering. You do see a few of them. I'll say you have a pretty good look. This isn't like hard to see into. It's a flat area. Definitely. There's some like tussling with each other. You're too far away to tell what's happening, but it's once again you get this feeling in your gut.
Yep, gonna not do that. I'm looking for any sort of like official looking buildings, like something less like businessy and more like this is a government building.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely. You're around this area with all these skyscrapers. You find like something that looks like the Chrysler Building. It's not literally the Chrysler Building, but like you can tell it's more formal.
Right. I'm gonna try and go in there.
Okay. You go in there. There's this large lobby-esque area. There's like a chandelier shattered on the floor. You can see there's like a desk in the back. Kind of like 2 staircases going up to another level. Where an elevator's at the top.
Okay. Can I look around and try to find like a directory, like this is what's on this floor.
Yeah. You find one. I'm not gonna
read it.
You can make out some words. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for like I don't know. I just like what's in this building.
Let me see. I'm gonna roll to see how many you can read of these. It goes up like you can see there's a good like 80 plus floors.
That's a lot of floors.
You can read almost none of these. You can see there's like you can read like a lot of these are labeled like conference room and like a number after them. The only other one you can read is ballroom.
What a useful room.
But the only other than that, you can only tell there's like a lot of conference floors.
Right. I feel like the top floor would probably be where the most important things are.
You can head there if you'd like.
Could be wrong. But yeah, can I go? Do any of the elevators work?
Oh, definitely not.
Right.
There's a staircase.
There's a staircase. It's a lot of stairs.
87 floors.
It's a lot of stairs.
You can.
I can't.
It's certainly up to you.
I'm going to.
Okay, give me an HT roll.
Alright.
Just to see how winded you are when you get to the top.
It's a lot of floors. That's not bad.
That's a success.
Hold on, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
This is a success by 1.
Yeah.
I'd say that definitely. In the short term, that costs you 2 FP, definitely. But you make it. You're winded, but like you're fine. You're not in bad shape.
Alright.
You have fit. Oh, sorry. Only lose 1.
Alright.
I forgot you actually had the fit advantage. My bad.
I'm in shape.
You are actually in pretty good shape. Like that's a lot of stairs still, though.
Yeah.
You want the top floor, not the roof, right?
Yes.
Okay. You get to the top floor, and you can see actually this looks like another conference room, but where so far all the as you pass by and glance through, all these have had like large like conference room-esque windows that have been shattered and are mostly in pieces on the ground, and this like other door. You can see the windows on this one are like boarded up, and you can see there's actually like a metal door.
Go up to the door.
Okay. You go up to the door.
Yeah. Does it have like one of those like trunk things?
No. just a metal door.
All right. I'm gonna test it. Does it open?
Let me roll for that. Yes.
She's so disappointed.
Yeah, sorry, I know these characters, who this belongs to, so I was like, oh, they're stupid. A little. Not like dumb, but like I think they'd forget.
Alright.
So I rolled for it.
I'll swing it open.
Okay, so you swing it open. You don't see anything immediately inside. You can see the other side of the room, but yeah, there's some that's obscured by like the door you opened. It opened inward.
Okay. I won't like enter, but I'll like go into the doorway and like peek in.
Okay, you go into the doorway. And about when you do that, somebody jumps out from behind the door. You're not getting like attacked instantly,
Right.
but you can see there's actually, it looks like a kid maybe. You'd wager from like somewhere between the ages of 10 and 15. And this kid's holding like a gun right at you, like up at you.
All right, let's not shoot me.
Oh, you put your hands up?
Yeah.
Okay, you put your hands up, and the kid kind of like doesn't lower the gun, but kind of is more at a ready position, less at a threatening position.
Right.
The kid says something, and not in common.
Okay. So that's how this is going to go. I don't know what you're saying, and I'm not sure you know what I'm saying.
Okay, the kid he still has the gun at you, not like
Right.
more wary, less threatening you.
It's like at my kneecap.
And the kid kind of like points, like jerks the gun inwards to the room.
I'll kind of nod and like slowly start walking that way.
Okay. So you step more into the room. You can actually see also it looks like there's another figure in this room. You can see there's what looks like another girl, a little younger than this kid. And you can see also there's another person, more looks like maybe in his like 20s, in kind of like formal wear. And he's just standing perfectly still, kind of almost unnaturally. Just eyes wide open. This figure's not blink.
Oh, I don't like that.
But yeah. So you just step into the room? Yeah, you step into the room and the kid kind of shuts the door behind you. You see it has one of those like chain latches, and now he like locks it. The windows are just boarded up with wood, I'd like to point out, but
not very good.
like there's been an attempt to secure it.
Right.
Yeah, and you can see that these windows have like some of them have like that metal like panic room kind of paneling down. Definitely 2 of them are still open, but some of them have been closed.
Great.
Yeah. So the kid kind of goes over to this other figure. Actually, first the girl kind of makes like a small gesture at him. Hard to discern what it meant, but like a small gesture, almost like I would say it's not quite sign, but you can see this like it means something obviously to them at least. And the kid says something again, and then the kid goes over to the other figure, and like he talks for a little bit, and the figure kind of says something back and nods. And then the kid turns to you, and he kind of does like this. I don't know what I would call this gesture. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of like that circular hand gesture, like towards your face, like come on.
Right. Hello. I'm Benjamin Newman.
The kid. Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna keep going. Yeah.
I can't understand you. I'm not here to hurt you. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. The kid kind of pauses a second, and he does the gesture again.
So I know I'm on Alonia. That's about it.
And you actually do spot now. You spot kind of near this figure's kind of upper shoulder. You can see there's actually like a panel not a panel. Like a little. I say what looks like a name tag, but it's definitely electronic and powered. And it looks like there's actually kind of this bar kind of going from the left to the right the more you speak.
Right. Interesting. Are you
filling up?
Right. Are you? Oh, are you trying to translate me? Is that what's going on? Should I just keep talking so that you can hear me? I really don't know. I hate the sound of my own.
Okay. The thing that's a lie. The thing it's definitely filling up the more you talk.
All right. So, I came here off my ship, which was attacked. Not near here though, and I found a lot of things. There was a thing that...
At about that point, the bar is filled.
Okay.
And the bar is filled, and the kid just kind of... The kid looks at you and just does, like, 2 thumbs up. And you see that this figure Not the kid, the other one.
Great.
Kind of like you see extends a hand out, and you see kind of this small kind of panel opens up in his wrist and kind of deposits something into his open palm. And he kind of holds it out to you, kind of like very cheerfully. This figure's moving very like almost unnervingly so.
Right. I don't think you're a real person, but okay, I'll take it.
You take this?
Yeah.
It looks like a small capsule almost.
Like a pill?
Kind of. You just looking at it?
I'll like hold it up and like
Yeah, you
put
hold
it
it
to
up
my mouth
and
look at the kid.
The kid holds out his palm and kind of like gestures putting it into his mouth and swallowing.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, you just eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an HT roll.
Okay.
They've killed you. No.
It's poison. That's bad.
Okay, you failed.
Yep.
All right, good. Okay. Okay, so after a second, you feel kind of like when your limbs fall asleep, kind of from your stomach up towards your head, and it subsides after a second. They appear to be looking at you, waiting, and then after a second, the kid talks again, and the kid says, "All right, did that work? Are you good now?"
Yes.
All right, great. What the hell are you doing? You trying to get yourself killed?
All right. First of all, language. You shouldn't talk like that. You're a child. Second of all, no, I'm not. Third of all, I don't know what's going on.
What are you, senile? Old man?
Excuse you. I am only 30.
That's like 1,000.
Oh, what are you? Crying for your mummy in diapers? What, you're like 3. Shut up.
I have the gun.
Yeah, and I have the moral high ground, so there.
The kid just glares at you.
Anyways, no, I'm not senile. I've never been here before.
Okay, you've definitely lost it. What do you mean you've never been here before?
Remember when I couldn't understand you and you couldn't understand me? Well, I don't know if you can understand me or not, but remember when I was talking in language that wasn't from here?
Yeah, I don't know every language on the planet, genius.
Yeah, that language wasn't from this planet.
Oh, you've lost it. Okay. Well, you're not so far gone. So you're good. I'm gonna let you talk a little longer. What do you mean?
Alright. I'm going to try to make you believe me.
Okay.
But, so...
Do you have any talking skills?
Do
Do you have fast talk?
I have public speaking.
Yeah, give me that like a -2 for convincing someone.
I also have voice.
Yeah, I know.
That's still at a 12, which is...
It's not horrible.
Yeah, that's
You made a 12?
Yeah, it's a success by 1.
Okay, say what you're gonna say.
Alright. So, we're on a planet, yes?
As far as I know.
Planets exist in space, yes?
Yep.
There are other planets in space, yes?
There should be.
I came from one of those other planets.
Okay. That's plausible, but there's a reason this is called the Lost World, you know?
I'm aware. The thing is, I wasn't trying to get here at all. In fact, I don't know how I got here.
Okay. Let's assume for the moment what you're saying is true. Alright, sure. I'll buy it. What do I have to lose? I'll buy it.
Alright.
What's your plan? Just wander around?
Until I can figure out how to get off. Yeah, that was kind of my plan, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's convenient timing. We do need one more person.
Why do you need one more person?
So, this isn't gonna sound much better,
No, it's not.
but there's a way off of here.
Alright.
I'll say, you have no idea what's been going on around here. We'll get to that later if it's important. There's a ship, per se. Almost everything here is dilapidated, destroyed. Some people, some very smart people, have been fixing one up, shall we say, to get off the world.
Right.
Problem is, there's only one. and there's not a lot of room for people. Someone thought it would be a good idea to devise a contest of sorts. There's a race. Whoever wins gets to leave on the ship. But problem is, need 3 members minimum, and we only had 2. So, if you want to get off the world...
That one's not a member. It's a...
Oh, the automaton? Yeah, it doesn't count.
Alright.
The figure, like, at the mention of that the word automaton kind of smiles briefly and does, like, a really, really kind of choppy wave, but definitely energetic.
Right. Well, at least it's friendly. So, a race. Do you have a vehicle?
Hell yeah.
Right. Can you drive this vehicle?
Legally?
Not I don't care about legal. Does it look like anyone here is enforcing the laws?
I don't know. You cop? the kid laughs after a second.
I'm a theologian, thank you very much.
Okay, oh my god.
It's true!
No, it is. The kid definitely does not know what that word means. He kind of looks at you blankly, but then he continues. He says, yeah, I can drive.
Alright.
Why can you not?
Well, I'm not exactly a... I
Okay,
can.
you can't drive. Alright,
Why would I need to drive? I can fly ships. Well, I can. It's not
that could
great.
come in handy too, actually. Alright,
I can. I'm not good at it, but I can.
this is pretty good timing. The race is tomorrow.
The race is tomorrow. Alright. You're going to need to tell me everything you can about this race, the dangers it involves, and what we need to do
Okay.
to be ready for it.
Okay, our vehicle should be all set up. We've been preparing for this for a while. The course is... I'm gonna say... The course is predetermined, but shortcuts all allowed. If you can find a way around something to get to the next part of the course, you're free to do it. No holds barred, which means sabotage, violence, legal. All of it. Doesn't necessarily mean everyone will be doing it. Some people are too honorable for dirty tricks, but not everyone. From what I know, there's only those of us in the city who know about it, so there's going to be about 7 other combatants, I'll say. None of them are important. You might meet them later. They're not hostile to us, but obviously we're all gunning for the ship, so...
So is this only the first gets in, or like first and second, or what?
It's kind of... Only the first gets a guaranteed spot, but what they do from there is kind of on them. And obviously some teams have more than 3 members. 3 is the minimum.
Of course. Alright, so those people driving around and killing people outside were probably our competitors.
Oh, you saw somebody driving around, huh?
At least 2.
Their vehicle looked like...
Just like a bike with a bubble.
Oh, God, those 2 idiots. Yeah, you probably saw Krat and Marimba.
Krat? Wait, Krat and Marimba?
Yeah?
I know those guys. Well, at least I know 2 people named Krat and Marimba. I don't know if it's the same guy.
That's impossible. They've been on world as long as we have. Which is since I was born.
Well, you haven't been alive that long. Are they human?
No.
I think either, well, okay, here's the thing. Either I've met them or I've met another version of them. I'm not exactly sure.
Alright.
My life isn't logical anymore.
Still not so keen on your sanity, but whatever. We need a 3rd member. So you really got no idea what's been going on around here.
Look me dead in the eyes. I've never been to this planet in my entire life.
I mean, I know it's the Lost World, but news really hasn't traveled anywhere.
Who's out here to give news to anyone outside of the planet?
I mean, I thought someone would have gone looking.
There's a difference between looking and finding.
Oh, that bad, huh?
Yes.
Alright, I'll give you the gist of it. So, from what I've been told, all this happened before I was born, of course.
Cool.
I'm 6th generation since the Cataclysm. That's what everyone was calling it, the Cataclysm. So Alonia, right? At the forefront of technology, one of the first planets settled in the... Not one of, the first. The first world settled since coming into the... What was known to be the Alonian sector afterwards, since we established first, straight from Earth. Oh, You had no idea what I was saying. What do they speak now?
Common.
Oh.
What are we speaking now? Oh, you're still speaking.
Russian. Why?
Russian. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Never heard Russian before.
That seems unlikely, but nah, what do I know? Things have changed probably. Used to be the lingua franca.
Yeah. Well, yuck. It's probably a ancestor to what Common is now. Common's kind of a mix of many languages.
Yeah, that makes sense. Root languages and such.
Indeed.
Yeah, alright, so forefront of technology. Scientists, they were making technology, and they were happy with that for a while. Obviously, there was biotech to an extent. There was people trying to get rid of disease, people trying to fix illnesses, bring back the sight of the blind, bring back the legs of the lame, get rid of terminal illness, all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, they were successful. We more or less obliterated traces of the common cold. We had remedies for most ailments.
That's good.
At some point, someone decided that wasn't enough. So, that theory about how people only use 10-20% of their brain?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not true. That was disproven
Hundreds of times.
hundreds of years ago, hundreds of times. But someone got it in their head that it could be true. Some scientists, some band of scientists went on some escapade to speed up human evolution, we'll say, to a rapid extent, hundreds of thousands of years in the span of decades.
Right.
And they were successful to a point. We got to a point where psionics were possible for the first time through human evolution. It was crazy. There were people moving things. There was people messing with the elements. There was people who could see through time.
Yeah.
It's insane, but that was only for the first few decades.
Right.
You see, after then, some of the side effects showed their face. People started seeing things, hearing things. It wasn't for a while after that we had the first event. People were losing it. People were going crazy in the streets, violent, rampaging. It wasn't until it reached the higher ups that it got bad. Full out nuclear fission warfare. The planet basically just screwed itself. That's how it was told to me. Ever since then, since the fallout subsided, I guess, people were in shelters, and those of us who were left have just been stuck here. All the technology's gone, and those of us who knew how to build it perished, probably justly so. But we've been working to get off this planet ever since.
Well, I can tell you I have no love for psionics. They're just a problem.
Wait, they're a thing?
They're a thing. Very
Off-world?
much so.
How? Wait,
I'm gonna stop you there.
are people losing it? Did the sickness spread?
No, no. Well, not exactly. No, there are psionics. There are some that are very powerful, but it takes years and years and years of study and practice to develop it, and it's not something... Certain people are born with it inherently. It's not something we've forced ourselves into.
Multiple paths to psionics.
Yes. It's...
I hope it doesn't reach the same fate as the rest of us.
Me too. I've really only met one... Well, that's not true. I've met a couple. None of them have been particularly friendly, but I think that's just because of who they work for and their own personal wars.
That's certainly interesting, but... Yeah. Okay.
But, I don't know, it could be a echo of your technology.
Well, I guess you're good with us here then. It's... Oh gosh. It's good to meet you. Didn't catch your name. I'm Rigel.
Rigel. Benjamin Newman.
Right, surnames. Don't think we've used those for a while. not really necessary when you know like 40 people tops.
Understand.
That's Selena. She doesn't talk. Don't know why. She's definitely able. I think she's just stubborn. But I've heard her say maybe 1-2 words since we've known each other, which is, a while.
Right.
That's, well, he can introduce himself. That's our automaton. Very smart, limited capabilities. He's programmed that way, and, like, it could assumably be unprogrammed, but I don't know how to do it.
I might be able to do something.
Do you have
with
computer programming? Oh, you do!
I do.
Okay.
At a 12, which isn't
Okay.
awful. Yes. I mean, I don't really know if we need him to be unlimited, but
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't know how to do it. He's been a good ally, good friend, as much as a machine can be a friend, but
of course. Well, I mean, there's AI and such, but I don't think that's quite what this is.
Oh, those are trouble. But alright.
You're wrong. But that's alright.
I guess the only AIs I've known has been for combat, so.
Yes, well, they have many more capabilities, trust me.
I believe it.
Well. So. Craft, Tankin, and Marimba are here. That's interesting. Very interesting. There's only 2 of them. Do they have a third member? No, not that I'm going to go.
Yeah, to my knowledge, but I've never met him.
Interesting. Well, I suppose I'll see them again. Eventually. Shall we begin preparing?
We should be all set. All we really need you to do is kinda, unless you have something that you want to do, all we really need you to do is sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh yes, by the way, I found a campsite.
Oh, yeah?
Outside the city. Small. Wolves were eating one of the people, and then everyone was in the fire. But I did find these, and I'll open the briefcase and show it to them, and to say, do you have any idea what this possibly could be?
Oh, wow. I haven't seen those for a long time. Yeah, some people were more wary, I'll say, to the sickness than others. They tried to stop it. Some found ways of slowing its progression, but no one ever succeeded completely. That was the serum used to slow it, but I haven't seen that in a long time.
Well, this was like one of what, like 8 cases?
Whoa, that...
Yeah.
Well, it'd be valuable around here. Can't say much about off-world, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's also some data pads, but they're out of juice.
Huh. Anyone alive?
No.
Must have succumbed to the sickness. Probably why they kept around all this. Surprising that they kept all this stuff on them, but I guess some people valued old society more than others.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we can use this to fund anything else we need if we have truly anything you can think of to buy.
I think we're set, but I mean, I'll take it. Sure. I don't think it's of use to you, at least.
Not in the slightest.
Alright. Yeah. Well, I got things to do. You're free to stick around here. Go explore the city if you want, but don't be stupid. There isn't that much danger, but if some of the other racers mistake you for one of the things, there could be trouble. Just don't, I don't know, don't shamble. Don't look suspicious.
I'll do my best. Now that I almost know what's going on, it'll be a little easier.
Alright.
So, actually, I do have one more question. Is there any reason they congregate around the park?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I've never seen them work in tandem, but the more of them seem to be in an area, the more seem to show up. I think it might be like a psionic thing. I don't know, maybe they can sense each other. Whatever it is, they do not get along.
Yes, I noticed. So the psionic. Interesting.
Oh yeah, all the crazy ones? That's the sickness.
But they don't appear to be fully in control of their faculties.
Yeah, that's the sickness.
Well, yeah, I'm getting there. New information takes time to process. Well, see, that's very interesting. Because, well, the most powerful, at least obviously powerful, psionic I ever met, named Alexis. At least as far as I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know him.
Of course you wouldn't. I barely know him.
Mm-hmm.
He is incredibly clever and fully in control, which makes him incredibly dangerous. Because you ever seen someone appear out of the thin air?
Once, probably dead now.
Yeah.
Everyone who had a power, the stronger the power, the stronger the onset. Or stronger is not the right word. Sooner.
Yeah. Imagine having that, but no consequences.
Well, if what you said about multiple paths to psionics is true, then it's probably just... Well, I don't know. We experienced a setback. There's probably one to that, too.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just it might be more manageable. But, essentially, they're terrifying, and if you get on the bad side, they can kill you without much effort. These... probably a little easier since they're not fully in control, but still dangerous and unpredictable. I'm assuming one of the obstacles of the race is just them being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely plotted through some pretty densely populated areas.
Right. Well, I'd say we'd do best to avoid those if at all possible, then.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Of course, you know the world better than I do, so...
Well, we have some precautions, weapons being one of them, but,
Well, I'm not much help there. I'm not exactly a fighter.
Yeah, this kid definitely is very awkward. Like, he's a child.
Right, he's
yeah.
at best.
At least compared to you. Like, he's not the youngest, but
right.
he's like 14.
14. He's like barely a freshman.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not quite a kid, but, you know.
Right. That's alright. We were all that age once. Well, good luck in your whatever you're doing. I'm going to cautiously and carefully get the lay of the land.
All right. And yeah, he kind of unlatches the door, and he heads out.
All right. Well, I'll not like follow him,
okay.
But like leave.
Okay, actually, as you go to leave, you hear the I'll call it an android. The android kind of he doesn't stop you, but he loudly says like hello from the other side of the room. Like
right.
That's all he says at first, but like it's definitely directed at you.
I'll turn around and say hello.
Yeah. Okay. It says new entity detected. Requesting identification to continue conversation.
My name is Benjamin Newman.
Hello! Registering subject, Newman, for future conversation. I am model number B01, serial identification G30RG3. Do you need that again out of character?
Is that Georgie?
What?
Is that Georgie?
No, not quite. Do you want the whole thing again?
Yeah.
Model number B01.
B. Okay. Or V. Alright, B.
Model B01, serial number G30RGE.
Boy.
What's wrong?
Why would you?
They're numbers.
They're not.
What do you mean they're not?
Boy. George.
I would never name a robot Boy George. What do you mean?
You also never name a robot after the Y2K disaster.
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he doesn't really say anything else. That was, I don't know. If you want to talk to him, you can, but it seemed like he just wanted your identification.
So, Georg.
What'd you call him?
I called him Georg.
Okay, sure, whatever. What do I care?
No. So, what is your primary directive?
Primary directive. Assist humanity.
Interesting. Do you have any secondary objectives?
Secondary objectives. Assist humanity. I'm not sorry I named him Boy George. I'm not sorry at all. Not literally Boy George, but...
I have a question.
Yeah, he just kind of gives you that, like, the look he, like, raises... He raises both eyebrows and tilts his head. That's the best way I can describe it. You know what I mean.
This might be a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
If you ever deemed humanity to be a danger to itself, what would you do?
He stops him. He, like, ponders this for a second. And then he looks up.
Oh, no.
He says, assist humanity.
Oh, no. I shouldn't have said that.
Why not? You knew the answer.
Yeah.
Very friendly, very jovial.
Not a good sign. It'll smile while it kills you. That's all I have to say about that.
Alright.
Well, I appreciate your assistance.
He just nods.
And then I'll leave.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, he doesn't stop you.
trust the robot.
You don't trust the robot.
He's too friendly.
Do you not trust him because I named him Boy George?
No, that's
Okay,
not why.
Alright.
I mean,
doesn't help.
It doesn't help. But
You know who Boy George is.
I don't.
You know the Van Culture Club?
No.
Okay, never mind. That's okay. That's for the best. He does not look like Boy George, I will say. I'm thinking who he looks like, who we know. He looks kind of like a more muscular Brent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
like that kind of facial structure, not literally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. He just makes me think of. Did you watch? You know, Phineas and Ferb.
No,
Ah, Doofenshmirtz's robot.
I know. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know that.
Essentially, he's a very friendly robot.
I like that's interesting. You don't trust him.
I don't. Well, cause
No, it's fair. It's interesting.
too many things like that whose prime directive is help humanity have gone. You know what's humanity's biggest problem? Humans.
Are you just thinking of Terminator? Oh no, the Terminator wanted to help itself. Never mind.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Terminator had nothing to do.
Terminator was self-preservation.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But like,
I recently watched all the movies in preparation for Dark Fate, so I was like, this looks good.
there's been a couple. Like I am. No, that's different. But like, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Also, just humans are bad.
Yeah,
so, like,
usually.
kill them.
But yeah, okay, so you want to go explore, I guess?
Yeah, I'll go look
Okay,
around.
so you head down all those stairs again? Yeah, you head down all those stairs again. I'll say this is a lot easier. You've probably recovered your 1 FP by now.
Alright.
Because you talked for a while. You were just standing idly. The girl was definitely, she was just sitting there. She looked about, you probably got the sense of about 10 based on what Rigel said. She was just kind of like, it looks like she had like a not like a small knife, kind of like a hunting knife. And she was just kind of like whittling away at like a wooden stick, just sitting on a crate. Yeah, she doesn't say anything to you, unless you, yeah. But yeah, you just head down. Out on the street, you can see kind of, you see off in the distance, you see Rigel kind of like, it looks like he's headed into like kind of a garage of sorts around there. You can actually see in the distance that 3-wheeled vehicle kind of parked up ahead.
I would like
A few
actually.
blocks down.
I'll go over to that.
Okay.
Trying to avoid any shamblers.
Okay, yeah. None of them are directly in your path.
That's good.
You head over. You're at the vehicle more or less. Nobody's in it currently or on it.
All right, is it parked in front of like a building?
It's parked kind of like in the middle of the road, facing like sideways. Like, you know how police cars blockade things? Like, obviously its intention isn't to block, but that's how it's parked.
Right, that's helpful. I don't want to like shout because that would attract attention.
Okay, are you just like right up to this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so after a second of being right up to this thing, you hear like a voice behind you going, "Hey, what's this? An unfamiliar face?"
I'm gonna turn around.
Yeah, you see the figure you would recognize as Marimba, this shorter kind of, what did I describe them as? Like cockroach-like kind of chitinous kind of creature. Definitely humanoid-ish, 2 extra arms, but actually that's not humanoid at all. I mean, they're humanoid in that they stand. That's about it. They're bipedal.
Right. And you would be Marimba, yes?
The figure kind of like steps back and gives you a look. And they don't say anything, but they're squinting at you warily. And then you hear another voice from like the other side of you go, "Who is this?"
I want to turn around. Is it crack taken?
The figure does not like that. Like they're not violent, but the figure takes like a step back.
Hello.
And then the crack tank once again turns to Murmur and goes, "Who is this?" And like the other one just shrugs.
Right. Now this is interesting. It tells me many things. Hello you two. My name is Benjamin Newman.
We do not know this man. No, we don't. Who's this guy? Where'd he come from? I haven't seen him. Have you seen him around with the other like flesh bags? No.
Well, first of all, I'm not from around here. I'm from off-world.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, from off-world.
Yeah.
That is not possible.
Why not?
No one comes to this world, no one leaves world. That's what race for.
Yeah. Well, I didn't exactly come here on purpose.
Yeah, they just they just look back, they just like kind of side-eye to each other.
Right. So, you're probably wondering how I know your names.
Yeah, just then Marimba just nods.
Now, mind you, this is going to sound unbelievable and strange, but do remember that I knew exactly who you were from only your voices.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Now, I've met you in another universe, or at least what I believe to be another universe.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, essentially, you too, but not you. Same people, different version.
Okay, another universe. How can we prove this? Give me coordinates from that universe. Go. You do have photographic memory.
I do.
Do you just give the coordinates of that one planet?
Yeah, I'll drop them the coordinates of where I first met Crack Tankin and Rimba.
Nope, wrong. That's here.
It's not.
That's this universe. I know those coordinates. Never been there. Know them.
Tell me what's there.
It's kind of like I think it's like a trading world I read about.
You're right. But here's the thing. You were there. So was he.
Yeah, no, we've been here.
Exactly.
If we'd been anywhere else, I think we'd know.
It wasn't you. How about you don't think about it as another universe? Think about it as another reality. One parallel, almost a mirror to our own.
Yeah, the cat kind of looks at the other one. They say something in another. You don't know. You can't understand this language. They say something else. Kind of like more of like a clicking kind of noise.
Right.
Yeah, and like Marim or Krat just kind of nods. Yeah.
I'm assuming you think I'm crazy. Is what that is.
Marimba just nods at you. Marimba's just like, well, unless you got anything, any other things for me, any like questions or whatever, I'm gonna go back to preparing for the race.
I feel like I do have questions for them. Yes. Oh heck, what happened back with Pratt?
You weren't with them for very long.
That's true. Did each of them had a specialty.
Yeah.
Can I like point to each of them and like point out their specialty?
Yeah, sure. Oh, you just want sure.
Yeah, just like
yeah, Krat was an improvised weapon fighter, and Marimba was I don't remember what Marimba was, but I can check my notes. But you remember, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that, and yeah, Marimba just says, yeah, no, that's not right.
It's not.
Yeah, no. Don't know where you got that.
I got that from meeting you.
You did not meet us.
Exactly.
Was this Newman getting annoyed?
This is Newman.
Okay.
This is Newman talking with people that he knows he doesn't know, but he knows he knows.
Okay, sure.
Like, he understands exactly why He's like, oh yeah, this is what it must feel like to be my crew.
Okay.
Alright, well... Correct me then. What is it you do?
Well, I'm the driver, obviously. And Krat, he fixes things, I guess?
So who's the third member of your party? You can't race without the third member.
That's not important.
It is.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Why not?
Because assumably you're gonna race. I can't show all my cards.
Perhaps. Perhaps I'm trying to join.
Yeah, no, if you know about the race, you're definitely already on a team.
Oh, really?
Look, we got things to do.
That's unfortunate.
Why are you, like, threatening? What is this? What are you doing?
I'm
Okay.
not threatened.
Okay, but yeah, or like Marimba's kind of going to walk past you into the vehicle.
I don't stop him.
Okay, yeah, Marimba just kind of jumps up into the thing, and Krat kind of stands on puts his hand on the bar on the back and steps on, and they kind of like just like wheel off.
Interesting. Well, confirms some more of my suspicions.
Okay.
Either, well, no, I'm not gonna say.
Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, well, that was fun. Hello?
Okay, you pick up.
Yes.
Oh, no, I closed the wrong thing. Yeah, you pick up. Nothing.
Interesting.
Just static.
Just static. That's not useful. Well... Okay, I guess... I don't know what I'm looking for.
Just wander around.
Yeah, I'll just, like, kind of get the lay of the city.
Okay. Yeah, you wander around. You think you get a decent idea. There's no way you can see all this city in a day. You pass by a lot more variously splayed out corpses. One or two shamblers, which I assume you just avoid.
Yeah.
They don't seem to spot you. I mean, yeah, you spend the rest of the day, unless you stop examining the city. You get a decent lay, but you don't really run into anything else noteworthy.
Alright. Well, that's interesting.
Actually, you spot like one or two more trap type things, but
Right.
they're not in your way.
Alright.
And you assume they're set for the shamblers, who definitely aren't as cognizant of things like that.
Right. That is... It's a nice city. Sad, but nice. Alright, then I'll just head back to the, quote-unquote base of operations for my...
Yeah,
my new team.
you head back up there. You see, Rigel isn't back yet, but, so... crap, I forgot her name already. It's in my notes, I don't know if you have it written down. Selena. I was gonna say Serena, I was very close. Selena and B01.
Boy George.
I'm not gonna call him Boy.
You're gonna call him Boy George.
No, I'm gonna call him B01. Because that's his model number. No. What was I saying? Yeah, you can see there's two cots set out, and you can see there's also like a rudimentary kind of like hammock laid out between two beams, kind of like with like scrap material. It looks like.
Nice. How comfortable. Can I go to one of the windows and like look out?
Yeah, sure.
Is it still? Has the light changed at all during any of this
Nope.
time?
Exactly the same.
Hey, BO1.
Yes.
What is the day-night cycle here?
Day-night cycle disrupted since Cataclysm. Unclear.
Interesting. Do we? Well, we must have some sort of. What type of star did this planet orbit?
I know the answer. Sorry, I just have to remember what it's called. Right. Orbit velocity. Binary star system. Originally. Current position. Unclear. Upper atmosphere. Undeterminable. Current position. Unknown.
Interesting. So we don't even know if this planet is in the same sector of space it used to be in.
Correct.
Well, isn't that fun? And signals don't pierce the layer of smog, is that it?
Correct. Radiation from smog. Too intense.
And yet these people expect to be able to get a ship through there without dying.
Correct.
Do we know what model of ship that is?
Model of ship. Elonian. That's he stops.
No specifics, just it's just from here.
Specifics of vessel. Colonizer vessel. Capacity. Limited.
I don't see why they would think that could get out of here.
You don't know?
Well, I suppose if I get on the ship and things go horribly wrong, I can always try jumping again.
You certainly could try, yeah.
Could.
Nobody's mentioned the purple so far.
That's true.
I would just like to point that out. I didn't forget about it. It is also what I'm saying. Nobody's mentioned it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's you've been up a while again. I'd say you're starting to get tired. You see, Selena is kind of getting into one of the cots.
Alright. I'll turn to her and say, "So is the hammock for me?"
And she just nods.
Well, thank you, and I'll just go to sleep.
Okay, yeah, you go to sleep. After I'd say like as you're getting to sleep, you hear like the door open and you hear Rigel kind of come in and like settle down.
Alright.
Okay, so you just sleep.
Before I go to sleep, I'll
Yep.
call over to him. Did you lock the door this time?
And you just hear him kind of like. Then you hear the door latching.
Ugh. I swear I don't know how you didn't die before I showed up. You're lucky I wasn't a violent person.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but then he kind of gets into his cot.
I hate teenagers.
Okay. He doesn't say anything.
Alright.
So you just going to sleep?
Yeah, I'll just go to sleep.
Okay, you go to sleep. You wake up the next morning. Neither of them are here.
Is BO1 here?
Oh, of course, BO1's here.
I'll get up and say, BO1, where have the others gone?
Destination: the race. Time of departure: 20 minutes ago.
Wasn't I part of... didn't they need me?
Assumption: correct.
Do you know why they didn't wake me?
Assumption: unclear.
Thank you. Alright, where is the race?
Right, he gives you like a block. Like
Alright.
you probably found it on. You have photograph memory. You probably saw this street corner.
Alright. Well, are you mobile?
Let's see. Current orders: remain at set location.
Can I change your orders?
Let's see. No. I had to look. If you could.
Alright. Who gave you these orders?
Command given by Rigel.
Well, I outrank Rigel. I am a ship captain.
Assumption: claim unprovable.
Do I still have my identification badge?
Yeah. Assumption: device meaningless.
I hate you.
Duly noted.
I'm sorry, I don't hate you. You're just annoying me right now.
Previous assertion ignored. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Alright.
You just gonna start heading there?
Yeah, I'll head there.
Okay, you start heading there. As you get to the bottom of the building, you actually hear this vehicle rev up, and you see the pilot thing opens up. You see this is it doesn't have that. Sorry, this is like a bare bones, kind of like a Jeep if it just had the frame. You know what I mean? Like this kind of is a Mad Max-ish car. It's got a windshield. That's it. And you can see like the engine and everything. And you see kind of like the door on the passenger side open. And he says, "Come on, Gramps, get in. We got a race to win."
I'll get in and say, you know, this really isn't protected from any sort of tampering.
Nope, let's go. It's already started. We're in motion.
We're going to die.
You ready for the race?
I'm ready. This is good race music.
All right, we're going.
Alright. Zoom zoom.
Yeah, so he's driving. He starts just heading out full tilt. Like as soon as you get in, like boom, you're like pushed back into your seat. I mean, you just see you're heading straight off. As you get to the where the race was gonna start, you see like the front ribbon's already like broken. You see like you see a few cars off in the distance.
You know, you could have woken me up.
And he doesn't say anything. He kind of like he does that mouth thing like, yeah. He just kind of he keeps going. Yeah. You can see Selena is just kind of like hanging on. Not she's standing like kind of in it. She's holding onto the bar and she has like a gun and she's just kind of hanging there.
Oh, I really don't like this vehicle one bit. I swear it's gonna fall apart.
The one we got.
As soon as you hit a bump, it's just gonna fall apart.
Well, then we won't hit any bumps.
You better not.
All right. So he's going. Appears to actually be pretty fast. You're catching up to the other vehicles. You pass by two. You see two others. Neither of the ones you recognize. You see one of them is driven by two. It looks like a kind of like older guys, more heavier set. The other one's, or you can't see the third member. You assume they have one. The other one is driven by what looks like two other guys. Pretty heavy cybernetic prosthetics, but definitely recognizable as human.
Great.
Did I say two? I meant three guys. Sorry. They all do have at least three members. And you're catching up to another one. You're catching up to another one, and you can see kind of a guy hanging off the passenger door, and he's holding something.
Maybe don't get too close to that one.
Gotta to win the race. Hold on. And you see kind of this person chucks this thing, and you see in midair it starts flashing. It's like the size of a bowling ball. And you see kind of Rigel change his grip on the wheel where he was holding it like 10 and 2 before. He's holding it like 7 and 8 now, and he just says, "Hold on!" and you see he kind of spins the wheel full 180, and like this vehicle like spins 180 as it's moving forward. You're not sure how, because that's not how cars should work.
This isn't correct.
But like you see the back of the vehicle like smacks this thing, and you hear just like a crack as it like breaks in two, and nothing happens, and he continues moving forward, and he's kind of like just spinning a little bit. You're both kind of dizzy. He's kind of swerving back and forth, but you passed that other vehicle.
I hate your driving, by the way.
You want to drive?
No! We would die.
All right. Yeah.
Doesn't mean we're not gonna die with you, though.
So you pass by that vehicle. You can see that vehicle had like 5 guys all packed in, like not a clown car, but they were all sitting in that front like line of passenger things, which is assumably why that one guy was like hanging out the passenger door there.
Oh, stiff competition.
But yeah, so you passed 3 out of the 7 he said were possible.
Great.
The 4th guy's pretty far up ahead. You hear Rigel go, "All right, we're gonna take a shortcut."
All right.
And you can see there's this line of not traffic cones. What's the word? Those red and orange kind of barricade things. And he veers off to the right and he just crashes through them.
I don't think this is so much a shortcut as a broken road.
We'll find out.
You don't know?
Okay, so you get up to, it looks like another crossroads, and like as you're up ahead, you see a Y split in the road, and Rigel just goes, we're gonna go right. Give me a will roll.
Why would we go right? I guess with just as good as left. That's an awful 6.
How's that?
9, 10.
Okay, so a second after he says that, you get another splitting kind of like brief splitting headache, and you see just really briefly, kind of like a daydream. You see you guys head right, and after a second, you see this sheer cliff, and you see the car kind of swerve right and kind of like almost stop, but definitely still go over the edge.
Ugh, go left, don't
What?
go right.
Why?
'Cause I said so.
No.
If we go right, we die.
He's definitely still like aimed for the right. He's very much in reach.
All right,
You're in the passenger seat.
I'm gonna grab the wheel and just wrench it.
Give me a
left.
strength roll.
Oh,
He is only 14,
That's
so
true. I should be stronger than him. That's fine.
that's a good roll.
That's
7?
7, yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely just pull the wheel and swerve to that side.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "What the hell?
Do you want to fall off a cliff and die?
What? You can't possibly
Go to the right.
Okay,
The left. I said left.
So he turns to the left, and after a moment, you see kind of like the left here, and you see where the right path was. You can see this whole just like sheer cliff surface that looks like a crater. And he just goes, okay. And yeah. After a second, you see up ahead this kind of like downed building almost, and it kind of like it's up at a sheer surface, like it's falling here, and he goes, hold on. And you see after a second, he kind of there's like a bump as he gets onto it, and you kind of ramp off this building, and he just says, all right, we're gonna try something we haven't used before. Just hold on, it'll probably work. And you can see like it's like a 50-foot drop down from where you just ramped off, and you can see there's 2 cars, and you're like gonna be end up right behind the second one, whereas you were a ways behind before. He kind of like you see like where the horn would be. He just kind of like slams it, and after a second you hear like this kind of mechanic like, and you see kind of like, I don't want to say the Back to the Future car, but the wheels definitely have like turned to the side, and like you don't stop, but you can like you recognize the sensation as kind of like what happens with grav plating, and you slow. You never come to a stop, but you slow pretty significantly. There's still a visible like boom as you hit the ground, but like your car is intact. Give me an HT roll actually. That's pretty nauseating.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You feel a little bit sick, but you're good. And Roger just goes, "Oh wow, I'm glad that thing worked."
You didn't know.
It is worth it. Look, I don't know if it worked more than once. Didn't want to test it.
That's bad. So maybe try to avoid
We're gonna go a little
using
bit
it again.
over time. I hope that's fine. I'm just letting you know, because I want to. There's the set conclusion of this session. We're not too far off. But yeah. So you see the next vehicle. This vehicle's weird. This vehicle it's just spherical. It's just rolling like a ball. It's spherical.
Is it just a bunch of hamsters inside?
You can't. No. It's not. It is translucent though, and you can see there's kind of like a seat thing inside, and there's 3 people seated there. Kind of looks like it's gyroscopically held in place.
It's like a Fortnite ball.
Yeah, you can see the. I don't know what that is.
It's just a
like that Jurassic Park thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like bigger.
It's just that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you can see there's like an engine turning it. Yeah. And he just goes, well, that's not good. I don't know how we're gonna get around that thing. And you see kind of he just says, "You got it, Selena," and you just hear like a snap, like she like snaps her finger.
This girl's so cool.
And you just see she kind of like, if you turn and look, I don't know. If
I'll look at it.
You turn and look, and she kind of like starts rifling through. You have like a trunk. It doesn't have a whatever it's called, trunk door. You see she's kind of rifling through the stuff, and you see this like small 10-year-old girl pull out this like entire rocket launcher.
Do you know how to use that?
And Selena just like she like raises her eyebrows and tilts her head at you. That wasn't a yes, but
you're probably about as good with me as I am. So go for it.
All right. So he just says Rigel just says, "All right, hold on."
Aim for the bottom.
And Rigel just kind of like he slams on the accelerator, like you know how a car goes into overdrive. He slams on the accelerator, and like you go forward, and right as he slams it on, she fires, and you're like jolted back, like you almost stopped, which is assumably why he jammed on the accelerator. And you see this like not a flurry of rockets, but this one like it's like as wide as a bowling ball. And it's just like it's wide as a bowling ball and like 3 feet thick, and you see it strikes the ground like right under them. It doesn't. You see the sphere kind of cracks a little, but you see it just kind of like it's there, and it looks like it was more of a concussion thing. It explodes outward, and you see the ball kind of like ricochets off a few buildings before coming to a halt. And it looks like people inside are like hurriedly doing things. It gets moving again, but not before you pass by it.
Right. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. This is
Don't worry about it. We're winning. Okay.
Winning is not winning until we're in first place.
All right. Okay. You see up ahead. You see first place, and you see the vehicle with Krat and Marimba, and they're just booking it. Their vehicle's definitely faster than yours, but you've caught up. You've made some good distance.
Right. Do we have any sort of piercing weapon?
Yeah, we should. Selena, get the thing. Okay.
You're so specific.
Yeah, look, we don't have a name for it yet. There's a real name for it, but we wanted a cool one. So Selena you see her dig through the back again, and you see she's struggling to lift this up. She can't quite get it out of the trunk.
I'll help her.
Okay, give me strength roll.
Don't fail me now. That's not awful.
No, you made it.
8, 9, 10, yeah.
Okay, so you help her pull this thing out. It's kind of covered under stuff. It was tangled in. That's why you had trouble getting it out. You pull out this thing. It looks like it should be a mounted gun, which is probably why she had so much fun. You see this it's like a harpoon gun with like a chain.
Ah. Right.
I got like a full harpoon on it.
Just call it a harpoon gun, you fools.
It's not cool enough. Anyway,
no one's going to hear you.
I will. Okay. Okay.
Selena already knows you're not cool, and so do I.
Okay. All right.
That was really mean. But
Yeah.
Someone's
yeah.
gotta tell him. All right. I'll help her
Okay. Yeah.
hold this thing
Yeah.
onto like the
Okay.
frame. Was their thing like a 3-wheeled thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
All right.
2 in the back, 1 in the front.
Aim for one of the back wheels, and if you can't knock out the wheel, at least get it like in so it gums it up, and they won't tap.
Selena just does she smile, like that smile with your teeth where it's like, oh, I don't know about this. And she just kind of nods.
Any damage we can do is damage.
Yeah, so you're just holding it in place.
Yeah.
Okay. So Selena, she's taking aim. She aims for like 3 seconds, and then she fires. It looks like she was aiming for the wheel, but she hits like right above it, like not quite the axle, but like in the vehicle,
right.
And it sticks, and you feel like a jolt as your vehicle kind of starting. It's going a little bit faster now, and there's a slowed down a bit. You're just getting pulled.
Right. That's all right.
Give me a strength roll.
Oh gosh. That's not great. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's fail by 1.
Let's fail by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so as this thing comes to a jolt, your vehicle is briefly sped up, but after a second,
Hold on to it.
you've kept hold of this thing.
Oh,
You've kept hold of this thing, but you haven't quite kept it in place.
Oh.
And this thing has been jerked forward. It's definitely in front of the car now. You're just kind of hanging onto this thing as it's like skidding down the road. It's staying upright, but it's kind of like you're only a few feet in front of the car. But Rigel's like, oh god.
Well, this is bad.
Yeah, Rigel just said, there's a crank on it. It can pull you closer to theirs at least.
Right. I'll start cranking.
Okay. Give me a dex roll to stay on this thing first.
All right.
Like you're moving fast.
I sure am. Ooh, that wasn't great.
How bad?
That was bad. That's a fail by 2.
Okay, you've lost your grip a little bit, but you're not quite off. Give me another one.
All right.
Obviously, you can't crank while you're falling.
All right. That's real bad. That's real bad. That's a 16.
Okay.
That's real bad.
You've definitely you've lost your grip on this thing. You've lost your grip on this thing, and you fall and you're rolling pretty fast. It looks like your armor, the suit from the thing is holding you. It's keeping you pretty armored. You're definitely getting some bruises, but you're not getting any like skin tearing. Yeah, okay, I rolled random hit location. It's hitting the bulk of your torso, so not much. But yeah, you're definitely skidding and you're rolling slowly to a halt. And you hear like wheels screech as like Rigel steers around and he says, "We'll come back." Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and you see these other racers like quickly like they're approaching.
Oh god, they're going to kill me. All right. I'm just gonna run.
Okay.
Dash to the side and try to get out of the way.
Okay. You dash to the side and you're kind of out of the way now. What are you doing?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I don't have anything useful on me.
I forget you're a mechanic, right?
I'm a mechanic.
You can actually see. It looks like there's a mostly intact motorcycle in this alley. Not entirely intact, but mostly.
Not great at stuff like this, but I'll
give me a machinist minus. It looks like it's almost working. Obviously, people haven't scoured the whole city, but
alright.
So you could get it working, maybe in not too long.
Alright. That's not. Oh, that's pretty.
No,
bad.
you made
That's
machinist.
12,
Your machinist 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like there wasn't anything wrong with it except for there was something stuck in the engine block. So yeah, you've got this thing working.
Alright, I'm gonna hop on it and room on out of here.
Okay, give me a dex roll because you have no idea how to ride a motorcycle.
Never done it before in my life. That's not great.
It's not a huge failure.
Fail by.
Driving's a pretty easy skill. That's not a. I'd say you wobble, but you've gotten it out of the alley.
Alright.
You can see 4 people ahead of you, including the other 2. So you're not in the last place, but there's definitely people ahead of you. It looks like this is pretty fast, probably because it's smaller and it's got less air resistance. You pass by the 4th person pretty easily, and they're just kind of like, ah! Like, it looks like they don't have any more weapons or anything. Like, one of them chucks, like, a wrench at you, but it's nowhere close.
You should have kept that to fix your ride.
Okay,
I'll just...
Yeah, you're coming up on the 3rd, which is the people in the ball again.
Oh.
And then it looks like you definitely have the speed to pass them, but every time you, like, they kind of, like, keeping ahead of you, if that makes sense. They keep turning left and right to stay in front of you.
Alright. Can I might just crash when I do that.
What are you gonna try to do?
I was kind of. It also would take more time, but like go around another street and then just like around.
You can't actually see. There's a few buttons on the dash, but you can't read any of them.
Oh.
And by that I mean 2. There's 2 buttons.
All right. Are they any particular color?
One's blue. The other one's just the same color as the vehicle.
And they're like labeled. They don't have like a symbol on them.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Glancing,
Actually, it looks like they do, but it's worn off. If that makes sense.
Glancing at the front.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's any sort of like weapon on it?
No, it doesn't look like that.
All right. When I was going over it, did there appear to be any sort of like alternative fuel?
Like yeah, there was a small compartment, but you couldn't tell what it was.
Nitro, baby. All right, I'm gonna hit the blue button.
Okay, you hit the blue button, and you give me an HD roll.
Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh, that's not great.
Okay, you're definitely sick, but like throwing up doesn't matter here.
Just over the side.
You're definitely sick. You hear this whoomp, and you hear this like on the back. You hear this like. You can you probably get in your. It's hot. You feel heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're rocketing forward. They're still ahead of you. You're gonna run into them if you don't do something.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the other button.
Okay. You hit the other button. You hit the other button, and you see projected in front of you. You can see this kind of blue, translucent kind of barrier. It looks like, and you just smack. You just drive straight forward. You smack forward into them, and it looks like they basically they've treated you like a ramp, and they just kind of roll right over you. And you can't hear anything the thing, but you hear like another. This is where it was cracked from you guys hitting it, and you just hear kind of like a shattering noise. Okay, you're still a ways behind your car, but you're catching up.
Alright, I'm zooming.
Okay, you can see the finish line up ahead.
Alright. I don't actually know any of the rules of this race, so I don't know.
From what it sounded like, there weren't any.
Alright.
From what it sounded like.
Okay, then I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Trying to get up.
Okay, yeah, you keep going, and you're not quite fast enough to catch up to them. And you can see Rigel's doing he's trying his best. It looks like they've pulled out more weapons. You actually, as you drive by, you see some things like discarded on the road, like various weaponry. You can see that thing's still trailing off of Krat's vehicle, Krat and Marembo's vehicle. You haven't seen their third member yet. Yeah, but it looks like it's slowing them down a little, but not quite enough. And you do actually see up ahead. You see they actually plow through the finish line, and you see Rigel coming through second. I know we're going a ways over. This session just has a set conclusion. It took longer than I thought. Sorry.
Okay. Alright, then I'll just get to the finish line before anyone else behind me does.
Okay, yeah. So you get their third, which is with Rigel. You're part of their team, so it doesn't you don't come in second and third.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rigel just kind of he's got both his hands crossed on the steering wheel and just his head on them, and you just hear the horn just brrr, as his head's just resting there.
I'll pull up next to them and stop the bike in awkward fashion, but stop.
Yeah.
And say, "Hey, buddy, stop that! It's annoying."
Yeah, he just kind of throws his head back into the seat and he just goes, ah.
That's better.
Yeah. Yeah, you see Selena's just kind of, yeah, she's just sitting there.
Yeah. All right. You know, I'm not so convinced that these two have a third member. I've never seen them.
Okay.
And that thing doesn't really look big enough for me.
Okay. I mean, they are just over there at the finish line he's passed.
I'll get off my bike and go over to them.
Okay.
And I'll walk up to Krat and hold out my hands and say, "Congratulations on your first place victory."
Yeah, was that to Krat or Murmbo? Sorry.
Krat.
Yeah. So yeah, Krat just shakes your hand. He just nods. He's still looking at you warily. He doesn't say anything back.
So, now that the race is over and you really have no reason to hide anything from me, where's your third member?
And he does a thumb thing back. I mean, you see a very disheveled man. You feel like you might recognize him, but he's got this heavy beard, his hair is long and ragged, and he's wearing disheveled clothes. If you do recognize him, it's hard to tell.
I'll walk up to him and say, "Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Benjamin Newman."
He just says, "Oh, hello, Newman. I'm Jay."
Well, congratulations on winning.
Thank you. You came in second, right?
Yes, we did.
I think there's a good chance you're probably going to be safe too. I heard Krat and Marimba talking about The seat should have plenty as long as those people with 8 people didn't win. More people are probably gonna make it.
Yes, they're definitely a ways back there. You're right.
Yeah, just not great on the nerves. This whole race thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That wasn't exactly pleasant. Well,
I just say now that kind of the like adrenaline is worn off, you did definitely take like 3 HP of injury. Like it was enough that you didn't notice with all the adrenaline going, but
right.
yeah, it's like as you're moving around now, you're like, oh, that kind of hurts.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to be seeing more of you then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you see this. You can actually see the ship up ahead.
All right.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard-looking ship. Kind of like. You haven't seen the ship before. Never mind. Yeah, it's a pretty standard. It's a pretty standard-looking vessel. Almost like You remember what the flagship looks like? Mm. Like a very small-scale version of that. It is not. It's quite small.
Right.
Like it's bigger than your ship was, but not the Thunderchild, your actual ship.
Yeah. I'll walk back to.
And it looks like Marimba and Crowder's kind of going aboard.
Do I see any like
yeah
crew members, like people who?
No.
I want to go over to this ship.
Yeah. Okay.
And just kind of walk on.
Okay. Yeah, they don't stop. You hear Rigel's like, "What are you doing?" over behind you.
Calm down.
Yeah. Okay. You step on and you just see Marimba go like, "Oh, that's pretty bold."
Don't worry. I'm just here to ask a question. I'm not. If they say get out, I'm going to leave immediately.
No, that was Marimba.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I said that to Marimba.
I mean, you came in second, right?
Yeah. So
how many members you got?
We got 3.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Alright. I'm gonna turn around to the other 2 and kind of motion them towards me.
Okay, you see kind of Rigel pulls up like this. He has like a walkie-talkie. It looks like he pulls this up and he like says something into it and then he puts it back and he comes over.
What was that?
Getting B-O double or B-O-Y.
Right.
B-O-I. Why did I say the letters wrong?
You just spelled boy normally.
Yeah, I did.
All right. I'm going to ask if they have enough room for us. Crack Tank and Marimba think we do, but they're not in charge. So hopefully,
well, they won the race. That they are.
They are in charge. They own the ship. They just can do that.
Yeah, no, this was kind of set between all of us. We all worked on repairing the ship.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Wasn't important. Yeah, whatever.
If you're going to be in a competition...
Look, it doesn't matter now!
Right, fine. Then yes, we are on board.
It should have some kind of AI if we got it operational just for piloting, unless any of us can pilot.
I have some small piloting skill.
Your piloting's pretty good, actually. It's 15.
Yeah, I know, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just reminding you. Oh, the race is over. Just a second. Yeah.
So if that's not working, I should be able to at least...
Alright, we probably want to take off as soon as possible.
I would definitely
This thing's
agree.
operational, but we don't know how operational. Like, we don't want to, like, have it cool down on us or whatever.
Of course. So then, as soon as BOI gets here, and if they're letting anyone else aboard, we should get off.
Yeah, alright. Off.
Off.
Oh, off-world. Yeah. Okay, you kind of see, it looks like there's, like, a good amount of... You didn't actually pass by any shamblers in the race like you thought you might. But yeah, it looks like there's a good amount kind of, like, start heading out now. It looks like they were attracted to, like, the noises of the cars.
Right.
But, like, not, like, a dangerous amount. Like, people are taking care of them. It's just, like, noticeable.
Interesting.
Yeah, after a while, BO1 appears. Yeah, and you all get on, and Marimba just says, well, I guess we're good to go, so,
I guess so. All
you
right.
want to fly or just using the AI?
Well, here, we'll activate the AI, and I'll be in the pilot seats ready to take over if something goes wrong. How about
Okay.
that?
Yeah, sure.
Because an AI will know the ship
Okay, yeah,
better
so
than I do.
you go and activate the AI?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You do so.
Alright. Take us out of here.
Error. Piloting module damaged. Usable, but ill-advised.
Alright. Computer.
It did say usable.
It
But,
did say-
yeah.
Computer, what are the chances of the AI of you being able to get us out of here alive?
Chances. Percentage success rate, 73%.
It's not horrible.
Margin of error, 27%.
That's not great. I'm gonna turn to Rigel and say, just so you know, any margin of error above like 3% is gigantic. So 20%, really bad. Well,
Riser's kind of nodding. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
he doesn't care,
Yeah.
but I feel the need to educate this child.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to then I'll say, all right. Computer, is your navigation working?
Navigation module, intact. Current coordinates, unknown.
All right. Well, keep searching, and then I'll start getting this thing off the ground. Then.
All right, roll piloting.
All right. I'm not a bad pilot. This is my best character at piloting so far.
Yeah. Ooh.
That was a good roll. That's 6, 7.
7. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So you get this thing going. It's a little shaky, but it's definitely operational. You get this thing. You're going. You're rising through these layers of smog and smoke. You're getting a little bit of radiation warnings, but nothing too severe. Like it looks like it's definitely too dense to get a signal through, but it's not like life-threatening. If you were here for like in this layer a long time, it definitely would be. But yeah, you pass through this layer of smog that's just covering the whole atmosphere, and immediately as you pass through, you realize something's wrong. So you've give me an IQ roll.
It's 12. It is. I don't need 11. That's not bad. It's 9, 10, 11. So
Success by 1.
Okay, so you've seen pictures of this before in textbooks. You've never encountered it before. You've seen what subspace looks like. You've always seen subspace through a bubble before. It's not been possible to view subspace directly because it collapses and goes back to regular space as soon as your bubble collapses. But you see before you, it looks like there's directly subspace, no bubble, directly outside this and this planetary kind of this atmosphere. Looks like the smog was shielding it from regular view. But you see just before you, give me a will roll.
oh no! Everyone close your eyes! This is bad. That's really good though.
That's really good. That's a 5. Okay, that's a really good will roll. So you see before you kind of you're just clutching onto this wheel, and you just see before you images flash in an instant. You see all these possible futures, all these possible pasts, all these possible presents just flashing through your mind at once. You see colors you've never seen before. You see shapes that you can't quite comprehend in more dimensions than your brain is meant to comprehend. You just see all this stuff happening all at once, swirling around in your vision, just swirling around in your head. You feel kind of not a lot, but you feel the sigils on both your hands kind of not like vibrating, but kind of like you're getting that static kind of feeling. And you feel, give me an HT roll.
6, 7, 8, 9.
9, good but not good enough. Even with fit. So you feel kind of like you're holding on. You've been holding on for a while with that real roll, but you just kind of feel everything starting to fade out. Your brain isn't meant to comprehend all of this that's happening, and you kind of sink down out of the chair. You're still keeping a grip on the wheel. As you lose your grip on the wheel, you kind of hear very faintly in the distance. You hear subspace detected. Emergency visors closing, and you see like kind of these visors closing right as you pass out and you lose consciousness. And your vision all goes dark. And with that, you are just left completely in your own mind, just these images still swirling around as unconsciousness takes hold of you. And with that, the session fades out and the credits roll.
The stars fade to embers, the world's turn to dust. We'll try not to fight, but we do what we must. Will the universe stand still as our lives are torn apart? Are we fools to think that we can our destiny outsmart? Should I blame the fates beyond or the work of my own hands? Can those of us with mortal Shut your eyes and plunge too deep, for there's none of us around who can escape eternal sleep. So as time grows old, hold me close and please don't cry. For though people may depart, know that stories never die.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for today's session. I know we went... Oh, geez. We went about a half an hour over. Sorry. This session had a set conclusion. We spent a little bit longer in the city than I intended to. But I think it was a pretty good session today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. As always, if there's any complaints with anything or whatever, feel free to tell us in the comments or anything like that. The complaint for this one's probably too long. But yeah, I feel like it was pretty good. As always, we will keep you updated if there's going to be an error with the sessions for a week. We post on social media every time there's going to be an episode.
I'm not going to be here next week.
You're not going to be here next week? Okay, so no session next week then. Where are you going?
We are going... I don't know exactly. But
You're going somewhere.
I know. So there's a lodge that my grandma wants to stay at.
Okay. So there's our update right now. No session
next
next week unless we post it a not a standard day, which we'd keep you updated on. As always, we appreciate any additional audience. So if there's anybody you think would enjoy this, feel free to send them our way. And the more people we have, the more likely the chat is to be active. The more people you have to interact with or to interact with us and get little tidbits. I hope you enjoyed today. I think it was a pretty good session, and thank you all for joining us. As always, I was your Game Master, Nev.
And I was your player, Ian.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.